What's happening, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Fins Tailgate. I am your host, El Capitan, Chris. And guys, we were ready to talk about a victory today, but in some ways, we've taken a loss. In some ways, I feel like we've lost a lot, and in other ways, we need to look on the bright side of things. We'll try to stay in the middle of the road, keep it light. Opinions and things will get heated. There's a lot of chatter going on Twitter, on all the social medias. As you guys know, Brian Flores got the axe this morning. Black Monday was caught the Dolphin fans completely off guard. I was on all day yesterday, pretty much watching football, on with other people. Just never did it ever come up in topic or conversation with any merit of being serious that Flo was going to get fired. There was speculation, and honestly, from the people who had the lowest voice at that time, because Tua put up quite the stinker the week before, and we'll get into it, guys. I'm going to be dropping a link. We got a couple of our boys stopping by from Miami Sports Fanatic. Hopefully, a couple of my friends over at Go Time Dolphins can swing by. We were trying to get everybody in before the show got started. We got a little bit backed up. Sorry for the late delay. And without any more delay, I'm going to bring on Mike on the mic. What is happening, brother?
What up? Hey, I'm ready.
You ready, brother? You ready?
Dude, I have never been this fired up. And it's not a good fired up. I have never been this fired up about my team. This team right now has shown, we'll get into it, but for me, what up, Cap? What up, Batman? This team, Stephen Ross, has just shown that he has no clue what he's doing.
Ooh,
because
shots are coming, boy. I expect it. Listen, I have Stephen Ross in my crosshairs right now because I did not see this flow coming fired. And but I got guys that are going to be coming in. They got a little bit of other perspectives at times. But with that, we're going to bring in Brandon the bookie, and we are going to be talking about some of those bets we hit yesterday, Brandon, and some of the good things. And you know what?
Let's give it a moment of silence, guys.
Listen, Brandon's over here. It's a sad day. You can barely even see him. He's in mourning. He understands. He's just a floating head in the darkness, bro.
The wrong head's got chopped today.
It's Brandon's head on the chopping block. He's out there. I hit the link, guys. I put it in the clipboard. Did it go up in the clipboard, guys?
No,
let me know if it got up in. It's not up in the comment clipboard.
No, it's not in the comments yet.
All right, let me go ahead and drop it in the comments. Then I tried to hit it to the clipboard.
Those are just coming in. Like, subscribe, share. We're about to have some fun tonight. There's gonna be some really cool people coming by. But just like and subscribe, guys. We need
Please, guys. We need subscribers. We're out here cranking out some content, doing as much as we can, and we have plans and desires to do more. We've made quite a bunch of good friends with all of guys over at, TD Fins Talk and Dudley Do Wrong and Go Time Dolphins, Miami Sports Fanatics, Stephen D at Clock Blockers. We've made good friends, and I'll be honest, man. I had never a doubt in my mind, bro. Never a doubt in my mind that I wasn't gonna meet some of the nicest, greatest people around in this biz. Because us Dolphin fans, the ones that are left, we're a hardened bunch. We know how to stick together, bro. We're a hardened bunch. We're a mixed bag of nuts, to say the least.
We ain't got nothing but I was gonna say we ain't got nothing but thick skin, bro.
Bro, you better have some thick skin around here, because holy crap, our coach just got his head chopped off. Nobody's seen it coming, except for somebody.
GM survives.
Listen, guys, I got a special guest with us today. This was an audible. We didn't plan on bringing him in, but we got Bullet Bob with us here today, guys. And what's happening, Bob? Just before I bring in Batman here in just a second, Batman, I see you back there, dog. You're coming in next. Bullet Bob, what are your first reactions by what's happened here today?
Well, I sent my son an article written by Jason Whitlock. Y'all might know him. He used to be into sports big time.
Yep.
He wrote a great article about this, and this whole thing is Greer stabbing him in the back because he has a better relationship with the owner.
Yep,
brother.
It's all about relationships.
Bob, I made that correlation on Clock Blockers this morning. I had to jump in because we were talking about it, and honestly, I slept in this morning, and Brandon woke me up with the news. Literally
you woke me up.
Pissed my whole day off, dude. Messed my whole day up. And
Well,
and then I did the same to your son. So because he's a little
Yeah.
bit in the delay,
And
it
then- and then
totally
he-
caught me off guard.
And then he called me and told me, and I went on ESPN to look.
Went over there
I mean,
to
look,
educate. No, he didn't listen. As you guys see, the elder statesman, as we'll say in some ways, didn't blow up. He went and educated himself, and that's what we're trying to do around here. That's why we got him
Yep.
in here. Go ahead, Brando.
Well, I was just going to say, man, as far as that goes, as far as the relationships, I've heard all day too. Flores couldn't make the relationships, and everybody just knows Greer's the
too.
good guy.
Fanatical.
Everybody thinks Greer's the great guy, but it is a backstab because if somebody had to go today, and you put the two resumes up between, and neither one's great, but if you wanted to put up Greer and Flores. How did Greer keep his job and Flores was the one that got the axe?
Well, that's just it. Listen, and this is what I said. And I'm going to bring Batman in on the conversation right after this because I want to get his instant reaction too. But it's just what I said on Clock Blockers earlier this morning. I said, you know what? And I'm a Chris Greer fan, but we're kind of seeing that other snake side of Chris Greer, aren't we? Because I'm telling you what, I always look at this for more than what it really is, guys. It's a business, and it is a lot of subcontractors, and it is a politicked business at that. So what?
Real quick before we bring Batman in, I was going to bring this up earlier, but you said you said snakes. And one of the tweets from a player this morning was Javon Holland. He said, "Stay above snakes and drink your Adams ale. Life will keep on kicking."
With that, bro, what's up, Batman? What's happening, buddy?
How you guys doing?
What's going on,
man? Doing great, brother.
Crazy day to say the least. I mean, I'm a Flores guy. I want to start off by saying that. Did I see the move coming? Yes. I talked about it. It's funny. I was talking to my girlfriend on the way to the game, telling her I have just a feeling that this is gonna happen soon. I just didn't think it was gonna be this soon. And the reason why, I mean, look. I know Reason came out with the news, and he said it this morning, but about 5 of us knew about this at the beginning of the season, about the relationship and what Flo did to Tua behind closed doors. We just weren't allowed to say nothing. And I kind of reached out to the person that told me the news, where the person technically I would say where Reason got his news. He told me this. He said he didn't want to release anything. Because obviously he's throwing somebody under the bus, so he didn't want to do that. But Reason laid it out, and he said everything that we knew, which is pretty crazy. The sabotage that Tua did get, and it was from Flores, and it was internal issues. And obviously, there's a lot of players that had conflict with Flores going in and out, like Gesicki, Howard, and obviously it's a accumulation of a bunch of things. And then obviously the hiring of his assistants wasn't something great. I agree with what you guys are saying about Greer, but this is the sad part. He is technically Flores' boss. And I wanted to wait for Gio to come up because I was telling him about it. I think he sent you a message, Chris, as far as
he did. Him and I actually spoke. I don't want to blame Gio or nothing, but the reason him and I got a little delayed is because I got kind of sidetracked. Me and Joe were in a heated debate, and he dropped some bombs on me, brother. I don't know if you were planning on dropping those bombs on here, but we were kind of waiting for Gio because I got some follow-up stuff with Mike on the mic.
Well, I got a quick question for Batman, if I can.
We can wait for Gio because I want him to get in here. But go ahead, Brando.
Yeah, I just got a quick question on it. As far as the sabotage goes, I think it was pretty obvious. I mean, if it was to the public as far as the way that Flores felt about Tua, it must have been 10 times behind closed doors and inside there. That may be true. I don't think anybody's really denying that. But do you think it was to the point that I don't think that Flores sabotaged Tua to the point where it affected his performance as far as game day? I think Tua could have shut it all up by playing better.
Right,
and my thing is, it got to the point where, well, maybe it's not sabotage. Maybe Flores is just like, this ain't it. Maybe he was just right, and the truth hurts. Well, could that be it?
Or it could be that as me and Mike have talked about, our 2 college offensive coordinators that we have.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
professional.
with
But that's
with
part of the
that-
sabotage. That's part of the
with that,
sabotage.
I'm gonna bring
When
in.
you-
I got a couple more. Hold on, just a second, Bullet Bob. I got a couple more people backstage. I got Larry and Cap back there. But I also got Gio, and Gio has some bombs. I'm gonna bring them on while I got Batman in there. And guys, please give me some patience. I have the link open because I know everyone's got something to say, and I will have a time for everyone. We just got going. We're gonna be here for a while, man, because there's a lot to hash out. And don't worry. But Gio, I got Batman on here with you. What's that? I can't see it. My screen's so tiny.
Cohiba. That's a Cohiba.
Nice,
Oh,
bro. What?
Is it a
The
celebratory cigar?
legit.
It is a
Are
legitty
you
too, bro.
celebrating?
Listen, we
Gio, are
need
you
to.
celebrating?
You
Gio,
muted
are you
yourself.
celebrating?
There you go.
Oh,
Yes,
muted.
sir.
Oh boy, Gio
Okay.
celebrating. Now listen,
But
before
celebrating different occasions. I'm celebrating a different occasion. I
Is
may
that
have
right?
qualified. I may have qualified for something that I'm really excited about. Angel knows what I'm talking about. So this is a different celebration.
Okay.
Bro, I hope I get to find out. What
I will
that is, bro.
never
You got to text me
celebrate. I will
later.
never celebrate nobody getting fired. That's not in my blood.
No.
Okay.
That is definitely not Gio celebrate. That
I
way.
wouldn't
That's why I was
expect that
wondering.
either, Gio.
No.
Yeah.
So Gio,
Well, congratulations.
before I get in Larry and Cap on here, why
Ahora,
don't you
Pedro,
give why don't you give us a little bit of your immediate thoughts on where we find ourselves right now, bro?
I've been saying it for a while, especially on your guys' show. You guys know how I feel about Flores.
Yes, you did. You were very
Many
clear.
times he showed that he could be a good defensive leader. Many times he showed ineptitude as an overall head coach everywhere else on our team. And that to me just doesn't sit well, and that's where I stand with Flores. And it was proven today, especially after some of the stuff coming out, that he had issues with some players, assistant coaches. Guys, remember, we had coaches leave us to take other same positions elsewhere.
Yeah,
Patrick
that's right.
Graham.
There was definitely some personnel, not just in the coaching, but on the field. We've seen talent walk out the door, and not because they wanted to leave, but because they were chosen to not have the job. And those were Flores' choices. Because, like I said, I kind of see how Chris Greer works. I pay attention, and Chris Greer definitely brought good talent in for low prices too. He found some good guys on some good contracts that Flores turned away. But
Make sure
hold on,
everybody
Mike.
knows, Chris, that Chris is your guy. Like Chris
is my guy, but
He's his guy.
listen, and I've always kind of sided with Chris Greer, but now I've seen something else. I've seen a desperate guy. I've seen someone chop someone's head off to protect themselves, and I wonder what else is coming for this team, because we've seen this team get real nasty with power struggles in the back office. In the back. With that, guys, I'm going to bring on Larry on here. What's happening, Larry?
Hey, guys. Hey, Batman, Gio. What's up, buddy?
Larry!
Hey,
What up, Larry?
hey.
Larry, why don't you give us your where you're sitting at this moment right now with the news we've sat here with, where we find
I
ourselves.
wasn't shocked. If you guys know my prior show, right, Batman, Gio, we talked about it. It's a business, okay? And every year, I miss something. And unfortunately, that's why I was surprised when the fire, because I missed this, which I shouldn't have known, because I knew that's what they do. Every year at the end of the season, you always sit down and you evaluate your players, your coaches, your GM with Ross, right? You go what you did good, what you did right, and then you instruct them, this is what you have to do to improve. So clearly, what happened here during the course of the year, Flores never corrected the problems that Greer or Ross saw. And guess what happens when you do that in the real world? Guess what happened? You get fired.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what happened.
He wasn't a team player in a couple of ways, that's for sure.
Yeah, guys, to be successful in an organization, everybody must be on the same wavelength, from the janitor all the way up to the president and owner of a company. Okay, from Ross to the lowest person that cleans the facility. They have
Larry,
to be.
Larry, real quick, and a quick question to ask you, and then I want to bring Alex in here, man. You say that, and I understand what you're saying, but so all these rumors we've been hearing up to this point about Deshaun Watson, is that not coming from the owner? Is that not coming from the GM?
Apparently not. Apparently not.
It's really looking like it was a Flores type of thing. And if that is the case,
but let me ask
ugly,
you, Chris,
Roscoe
who
Mita?
was the one that could have stopped this rumors from the get-go?
Well, that's,
Flores.
you know what?
It's Flores,
why
because
didn't- then
Greer
why
doesn't get in
didn't-
front of the camera.
But then why are we hearing about, the owner reaching out to Deshaun Watson? And also, why are we not
I'm
seeing
not
the
hearing
owner
the day
or the
before the end
in
of
the
the deadline.
beginning? Yeah, in the beginning,
yeah, but
sure,
also,
why not?
we got a
Because you gotta
GM
expect-
and an owner that could put stop.
Well,
for
you know
that.
what, Chris? I don't put anything into rumors. Okay, like
Yeah.
I say in my show, that wonderful American James Comey, right? When he was forced to testify and be honest in Congress for once in his life, he said, spot on, that 75% of the rumors are totally false. 25%
no, we're not
is
talking
not
that.
accurate.
I'm
not even
saying
close to being accurate.
you said that Flo
I don't
can
think it was
come
a
out
rumor,
and
though.
say that's what I'm talking. I don't
It
think
wasn't
so
a
either.
rumor.
But I'm talking this, Larry, and this is what I mean is that you say Flores could have put a stop to all this chatter about Deshaun Watson, but there's a GM and an owner that could have done that too.
I
So
agree, but they don't come. But Chris, whether you and I agree, and I'm with you, I don't think Greer should be hiding from the media, but that's what they do.
It's
I agree
true.
with
It's
you on
true.
that
They got to
score.
stay indifferent. It's business.
All Flores, I
understand
said
that.
it before. All Flores had to do to get the media off the back is look. We as an organization, and this should be the truth. We're always looking at all possibilities to upgrade our operations. Everybody's always analyzing and looking to upgrade. You say that stops the rumors because you are looking, and you know what you should be because that's your responsibility, Flores, but Greer's responsibility to do. Okay,
Yeah,
whether it doesn't
I
mean you're
I
going to
don't
actually
disagree
make the
with
rumor
that, Larry. I don't disagree with that theory too, but in some ways, that's kind
No,
of one
it's
of the
not
things
theory.
I
I'm saying
like.
that's what he should have done.
I'm saying that how Flo handled it is kind of the way that you need to handle stuff. You give them nothing, they've got nothing. When you say yes or no, one way or the other,
Chris,
you can backdoor. That was a savvy business move.
Chris,
I'm not
I always
saying.
say this about procedures and guidelines. Yes, you have procedures and guidelines to deal with the day-to-day life, but there are times where the procedures and guidelines do not benefit you too strictly. This was one of them because this was dividing the team.
Yeah.
As
All
far
right.
as
Well, with
perspective.
that, Larry, I'm gonna bring in Cap. I want to get his, and then Alex, you're coming in next. Cap, what's up, buddy? We're sitting
Cap.
here. We're sitting here on a slightly somber note, for some, and for others like Gio and Batman, they kind of seen this coming. And Larry's telling me he's seen it coming too. Where do you sit with it, Cap? Because I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's pretty much there. Like BJ, Gio, Bat, Larry. We've all known what's been going on because reasons that kept us informed the past couple of months. We knew it's gotten to this extreme, but we really didn't want to let the cat out the bag because of the season going on throughout, the ups and downs. But this is a situation where if you're looking to have some type of clarity done, at least it's done now, better than throughout the midseason, like we were talking about last night with all these coaches that got let go throughout the midseason. But if you're doing this now, you better have a hell of a plan in order to get this resolved fast because of the traffic.
Hold on, Mike, just wait. We're gonna get to that, Mike. I promise you, buddy. We're gonna get to it because, like I said, I knew this is how it was gonna roll. We got plenty of things to talk about because we got a couple of things working in there, and I hear you. I got Alex coming in next, but to me, if there's not something already set in stone as far as moving forward and there was a plan in place and they went ahead and let Flo go, I expected to see some coach hired here directly or at least something, I don't know, something better happen soon because the longer it waits, if they don't have a coach as a head coach, they've lost all leverage in a negotiation. Like I said, I try to look at it as a business thing. When you go to the negotiation table and you're interviewing for a coach and this coach has got two other teams that want him, he's like, hey, why should I be in Miami? Why should it? Now, granted, if it's a coach that wants Tua and it's a coach that likes the circumstances, it's a selling point. But what were you going to say, Bob?
Well, the nice thing is, new rule in the NFL is they can interview everybody during the playoffs as long as the team lets them.
That's right, and we have a theory coming on.
And that being
said,
that's
another thing too that scares me though. If you go throughout the playoffs and you see all these new candidates start popping up, then you're going to dilute the process with all these
that's right.
names that are coming out. It kind of works.
Guys.
So I texted.
Hold on. Yeah, go ahead,
I texted
Batman.
Cap and I texted Gio that they have requested the first interview already. It just popped up. It's Brian Dable from the Bills.
Former
Tua's Yeah, he was two offensive coordinator in Alabama, so they have requested an interview from him.
They have. I know that. And that's what I've been waiting for one of you guys to drop. And we got some other stuff cooking in the back with Mike's going to drop it on us and something Bullet Bob kind of put together a little bit too. Alex, what's up, man? So as we sit here discussing where we sit as the state of the team, Alex, what do you got?
Hey, what up, Alex? Thanks for stopping in first time.
What's up? What's up, guys? How y'all doing? Good evening. Hope everybody's being safe. And but hey, as for me, after going to the game yesterday, I've been saying it throughout the entire season. I kind of feel it was coming that that Flores was going to be gone at the end of the year. I actually don't agree with everybody using Chris Greer as a scapegoat for Chris Greer. Because I think Chris Greer has actually done a very good job with this team and putting this team together.
Listen, I love Chris Greer, brother,
has.
but I didn't see offensive linemen bought in free agency. I didn't see Sewell taking it, and I didn't see a running back taken. How the heck is Flo? So Flo is the GM? I mean,
but
Chris Greer's got to.
Greer's nothing.
He got that paper mentality.
I got to put the blame on the title team. And I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about, Alex, and I agree that is circumstantial because, and also we can literally see Flo pounding the table for guys like Raekwon, and they're not misses for Raekwon, but there has been some misses with some of those picks. And there hasn't been money spent in the very minimum, bro. And that I know for a fact. Chris Greer's he's got his hand on the wall.
Wanted to go young though.
That's okay.
Wanted to go young.
And listen, I seen him bring the guys in, but you're the GM. You say I don't give a damn, dude. You're the coach around here, and if you don't want to do it, you're fired now. I ain't waiting until you take my team that I'm building out of the damn playoffs. Because if that's the case, then Chris Greer need to get the hell out too. Because I'm tired of messing around.
They work together. They work together to get players, but I think Flo has that Patriot mentality where you can build the line through the draft, and I think he thought that he had the personnel to be able to just progress this line. Yeah, they got cute. They didn't want to spend, and they did the Patriot way on the offensive line, and they paid for it.
And
guys, I still don't believe that all 5 guys are trash, though.
No, that's what I was just getting ready to get that, Alex.
I've said that for a while. It's almost statistically impossible for all of them to be drafted in different rounds, come from different backgrounds, everything, and all of them seem to struggle and not progress. It's almost impossible.
Yes,
and
you know
that
what?
also does fall on who hired the staff, and who had a hand in keeping the staff around, which is Flores. But my main thing is now, look, Flores is out. We know that. Greer's staying. We know that. That's already been settled. So now we've got Ross and we've got Greer. We've got these 2 people, which now is going to, steer this ship whatever way they want to do it. I just want to ask everybody real quick on a confidence level, like a 1 to 10, where does everybody feel that you trust those 2 guys and Ross and Greer to steer this direction? So, I mean, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, history says Greer's been here a long time, not in a GM role. But he has been in this franchise, but not in a decision making type thing.
Apparently, still not, because I'm hearing that Flores was taking all these picks.
Nah, both of them. It was mutual.
But I know, brother. I'm just giving them some shit.
But I'm just saying. So we've got Ross and Greer now is going to make the decisions on our next hire, putting all that together, and then obviously our drafts. We know that's coming. So, I mean, on a scale of 1 to 10. History shows me, and the way I feel about Ross anyways, I've already said I'm ready to buy a plane, get the banner fly, fire, boss, Ross, and fly every home game.
Brandon got the
I'm going to go ahead and say my confidence level is probably at a 3.
Okay, I'm going to tell you right now, my confidence level is at a 1. And I asked this question. Hang on,
we're gonna go on a round table.
We're going to round table, but real quick,
about that, guys.
Larry, you'll be you good, Alex. No need to apologize, bro. We all trying to get our word in. But here's my deal. I asked this question of Stephen D, the clock blockers, this morning. Same question you asked Brandon, not in the same way, but the same preface. I'm gonna tell you right now, my confidence is 1. They have not shown anything in the last 10, 15 years that makes, even before Ross, even before Greer, But right now, Ross and Greer have not shown that they can make this decision and make this work. They have failed. They have failed at every decision they've made because we have yet to make it far in the playoffs. And it doesn't matter what you're trying to do. It doesn't matter what type of rebuild you're trying to do. The results is what it's about. And right now, there's 0 results on this. We haven't had a single positive result since.
Well, I'll go next.
He's at a 1.
I'll go next, then we'll go down, and then we'll go this way, and then we'll come back around again. We're gonna do a zigzag here. You know what, man? I gotta kind of agree with Brandon and Mike, dude. I don't have a lot of confidence in Ross at this point. I will say this. I do
Ross
have
is
confidence.
the one that picks these.
I do have confidence in Chris and his ways, and I do think that Ross, if not for nothing, we've gone through a lot of trial and error at this point, guys. You know what I'm saying? We got to get lucky one of these times. Hopefully this will be the time. But until time proves otherwise, I got to just assume that there's a good plan in place, that something's going to happen, whether we keep Tua or we go after another quarterback or we, test those starry eyes of Aaron Rodgers. That's what I would do. I would say, hell with all you guys. I ain't got to worry about nothing. Go get Aaron Rodgers and fix this damn team right now. You know what I'm saying?
Keep Tua.
Keep Tua. We got that coming, brother.
Aaron Rodgers,
Larry,
I will say real quick
Keep
before Larry takes over, I just want to say I personally felt a much higher confidence level going into the last coaching hire. We had a plan of a blow up. Ross even came out in his press conference then and said, look, we're doing something we've never done. We're basically tearing it down to the studs.
Mm-hmm.
You knew that, look, it's going to be a rough season and we're going to have all this money and all this picks.
Brandon,
but this time we don't have that. All right, so let's go to Larry real quick.
Go ahead, Larry. Go
to Larry.
Go ahead.
Okay. Guys, Batman knows my background. Quickly, for you guys that don't know me, I come from the management world. Okay, I come from the business consulting world, helping business turn around. The number one problem across the board, not 100%, but nearly 100% of the time, why small business that you think would be successful are not, because of communication issues.
1,000,000%, Larry. Continue.
Right,
sorry, brother. 1,000,000%.
Right. So, guys, first of all, Greer. Let me give you analysis on Greer, because I already did that and Batman knows. Greer has done a heck of a job. Okay. Well, Larry, he missed out. I criticized him because that was one mistake I criticized about the way they went about building the offensive line. You can't put all these young players and expect them all to hit and learn and meantime do that. That was a mistake he made. But that's not a fireable mistake because that's an easy mistake he'll learn and hopefully he'll correct this. Right.
A mega ask.
Right. And you want to judge Greer? Actually, guys, I hear people judging Greer from all the way back. That's moronic. I just got promoted as a controller, so it's my time to evaluate me as a controller. What the hell you're evaluating me as a staff accountant or staff auditor? I am now the controller. So basically, Greer got control of this, no question about it, control of this team 3 years ago. And I dare you guys, you guys up on top, who have no confidence in Greer. I dare you to find any GM this past 3 years that did a significantly better job than Chris
Hold on
Greer.
a second, Mike. I got this. Larry, first of all, I'm glad
you
came
in here
today, brother. I'm glad you came in today, brother. You're preaching to you're talking to my heart right now. Because I think if Chris Greer, first of all, he's been here forever, and we'll get to you next, Batman. He's been here forever. This team's got the receipts on Chris Greer. If he was bad at his job, he wouldn't keep elevating to the point where he's the man in
Chris.
charge
The
now.
first person, guys. You know what? Ross has been there during this whole time. He's seen what Tannenbaum decided. He's seen what Chris Greer has suggested and reported. That's how he learned. Oh my God. This guy really knows his shit. Maybe we should.
He does, bro. He works
the
hard way. And you know what, too, man? And you know what, too, man? I, as a person who's always been self-employed, and how I've found the most success in my life in any of my endeavors is through communication. It's through calling back. It's through following through. It's through touching up a million times. And we've seen Flo micromanage this team the wrong way, and I'm not going to deny that. Batman, you go.
Hold on. Hold on. Because I need to finish up here, okay? Look, guys, Right, Batman? I've been saying this so long for the last couple of weeks. We've been talking about that. And guess who'll go up there on the podium and say why he fired Flores and the reason for it? Communication issue. He was not on the same wavelength as the rest of the team. And when that happens in a business, you got to cut that. Once you make that determination, you got to cut that cancer out, and that's what he did. Guys, at the beginning of the season, a lot of us said it because I said it and agree with me. Flo proved he can coach a bunch of Home Depot people. Now that he's got talent and the expectations is there, I've seen it happen too often in sports, right?
Dang, bro, he picked up the team at Home Depot? No way.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy, bro.
No, the 5 and 10 we got.
That'd be crazy.
The rec center.
Damn.
Okay, I was
Batman.
literally actually, no, I think that was literally true. One of the players was actually working. But anyway, I'm making the point here.
No way. I gotta do
Right
my
now,
research.
Larry,
You guys
Larry,
forgot
Larry,
about that.
I gotta see that.
Larry, real quick, Larry. Even Stephen Ross said that this team was old and mediocre in his press conference today before they started this whole.
Yeah, we're
rebuild
gonna
with
play
the
that
Big
here in
Boy.
a bit, guys. I got
Right,
that
and he
press.
said it. He said it. We got a lot of young talent here. That's what I'm saying, guys. They're doing it right, but sports is not guaranteed because we see team doing it right, and then everything go off kilter. Okay, anything from injuries that prevent the scene there. Look what happened to Cleveland, right? We don't know how good they would have been, but Baker Mayfield's for most of the years battled injuries. I'm not a Baker Mayfield fan, but literally that's what's happened this year. Derailed the whole process. Buffalo is not there yet. Okay, now they have problems they got to issue because, people want Brian Doble. But hold on a second. Brian Doble is having a tough time creating running game Buffalo. Sounds familiar?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. This is the guru you want, guys?
I don't know, man, but I
No,
mean,
there are
listen,
no perfect teams.
There's no.
No, there are not. That's
Batman,
There's no
Batman,
perfect
I
teams.
want to
You
hear
can
from you now,
criticize
Batman.
any of them.
To answer the question, I'm around about a 5 or a 6.
5. Okay.
Because right now the secondary move is what's gonna make it or break the season. To answer the question, even based on we're gonna hear it on the Stephen Ross interview, but even from a little bit of what he said, it looks like we are gonna roll with Tua at least for this season. That being said, we're just trying to figure out. A lot of people just because of that reason of the firing, they know they want to put in perspective. Oh, they chose Tua over Flores. A lot of people are thinking like that, and I understand. I understand the hatred. Now, I just want.
What makes you think they're gonna stick with Tua?
Oh, because of the Brian Dable right now. At least for right now, and what Stephen Ross said this morning. Like Tua's our guy. So at the end of the day, they could change their mind.
So how are they going to hire Brian Dable first without going through the Rooney Rule and interviewing?
Well, they're going to go. They have to.
Yeah, the Bears and Dolphins have requested interviews from him, so he's the first
Anthony
guy.
Lynn's available. Everybody's going to interview him.
So, but before we continue, I wanted to say something that Dolphins Talk said.
Anthony Lynn,
just to touch on Brian Flores right now. Just to touch Brian Flores for because I'm a Brian Flores guy, but these are facts. Brian Flores, he had 4 O-Cs in 3 years. He had 4 O-line coaches in 3 years. He fired his first O-line coach 3 days into training camp.
Yep.
He ran off Cav Van Noy, Minka Fitzpatrick, Jermaine Illuminor, Matt Skura, played Fitz over Rosen, and lost the season. And we missed the playoffs. I don't want to count the playoffs this first year, obviously, because it was a teardown.
Yeah.
But if you don't count that, we missed the playoffs 2 years in a row. That's unacceptable. I'm sorry. Like, you can't go through too much staff and not have any continuity and then not build an offense. Like, you're showing me all you care about is defense, and that's not going to win you anything. So I'm done.
All right, Cap. Yeah. Go ahead. Go finish up, Banner.
No, that's pretty much it. Much it.
Yeah, Cap, you're up, Ed.
Yeah, no, I just, with Brian Dable, I mean, you got to understand, too. You do realize.
I was going to say really quick, Cap, answer the question. What's your confidence level they're going to do the right thing?
No, if they're going to do the right thing, they,
1 through 10.
They're going to get it
1
right.
1 through 10 right now.
Yeah.
Whew, man.
Don't sound
it's hard for me to go. It's hard for me to go past 6, really. Because you are making the initiative to do that, but at the same time, like, to get to my point about Brian Dable, I mean, if you do try to make the move and you do try to go that route with another offensive coordinator project, I mean, it's just history repeating itself at this point. I mean, in my opinion, I feel like if you're going to go through the process right, man, because if you do end up getting hooked up to this guy, knowing he is from Alabama as well, if he doesn't hit, and Tua does end up staying under his watch with Dable, Stephen Ross is not going to be the owner anymore either.
No, there's people already lining up with pitchforks for him right now. We're going to get to that a little bit later. But
he's my main issue.
Well, yeah, 100%. I think. Hang on a second, my kids.
Yeah, but the thing is, the team's already sold.
Yeah,
the team's already sold.
What's your confidence level that this is going to be righted with the next move?
Alexander.
Larry, you
there?
Yeah, I'm surprised because I already, but I didn't give you a number. Mine is an 8.
My bad.
No, but I didn't give you a number, so let me go ahead and give you that number. Mine's an 8.
Yeah.
I'll never give anybody 10 because I mentioned it. You could do everything right. You could draft where everybody says the next great player turns out to be a bust. That's just the nature of the sport and what you deal with. So nobody can ever get a 10. I'm super confident, but I think that guys, they're showing it. Ross went out there and said, you know what, I identified this. He's not going to get us there. That's the bottom line. And instead of dilly-dallying, let's try another year, he said, let's cut it and let's go ahead and find somebody else because it's a process, like Eric's supposed to say.
Yeah.
It's a process.
And I give it a 6 because we have no coach. I give it a 6 because we have no coach. Like, if we had a coach, talk to me. You know what I mean?
All right, Alex. Alex, we'll go with you and then Bullet Bob.
I actually think that my confidence level is at an 8 as well.
Dang.
Okay. Because here's the thing. Has Ross really been he's done a bad job with the football product, yes. But as an owner, can we really sit here and say he's been a horrible owner?
Well, I mean, there's no butts in the seat. There's no butts in the seat.
I don't think he has been because look at the stadium. Look at the stadium.
That's everybody's argument, and I went over that the other night. He throws the money at it.
He's done everything he can, though. He's done everything he can to try to put a winning product.
Yeah. Well, as far as throwing money at it, but if this was who threw the most money at the franchise wins, you know what I'm saying? That's not how it works.
Jerry
Jones
be champion of the world every year.
Like I said,
I hear you.
Yeah, my thing is he does throw the money though. Go ahead.
I'm sorry,
man. Well, I mean, to Larry's point, I feel like to Larry's point, it goes down to the business aspect. If you don't have the football people around, you can throw as much money as you want anywhere. But if you don't have football people,
and he's done everything he possibly can. He's done everything he possibly can to try to get the right football people in. Has he been successful at it? No, he hasn't. But I think he's tried. He has shown that he has tried.
Yeah, I mean, I get you on that.
The man has money, man. And he's tired of that money not going to waste. Like, we're not getting anything out of the money. Look, Calvin Noy out the door. Like, all these players, Ndamukong Suh, it's just like he's throwing money. He's trying, you know?
Yeah, another thing is this. No head coach. I want you guys to think about this. No head coach has been successful since they left Miami. And I want you to take a look at that.
So they're bad hires to start with.
Exactly. But will Flores break
the
cycle?
Falls on Ross.
I don't think so.
I think Flores will be the first. I think Flores will be the first, though. Too. Yeah, wherever he goes, he's going to be successful. It might take a year, but
he's the number one candidate. He's the number one candidate for every team.
Yeah. Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, guys, let's be honest. Flores did a good job as a coach. Yeah, he got us 2 winning seasons.
Incompetent.
But Ross has made the decision that he doesn't have the ability. I'm being nice here. Okay, he's a micromanager. He's an asshole that, unfortunately, that affects. Because a lot of coaches are assholes, but they don't let it ruin their. They don't let it ruin their team. That he's not the one to take me to the next level, and the level that he wants is what I want, a Super Bowl. So, like I said, guys, he's proven he can coach Home Depot players, but he's not proven he can coach Jalen Waddle and Tua Tagovailoa. The higher end talents. Yeah. And so he's proven
all right, so Bullet Bob, what's your confidence level that they are going to make the right choice going forward?
Well, hey, I want to get back to something we talked about a while back. When it comes to the offensive line, the only thing I wish we'd done over the last few years is when these elite centers were available, why we didn't sign one to put with this young offensive line. Why don't we go out and get an elite center to teach these kids?
Since Poutsy.
So, yeah, so that's something that
they should have re-signed Ted Harris. Ted Harris should be
Me and
re-signed.
Larry pounded the table for Lindsley, and he went to the Chargers. And look at that offensive line.
My dad, yeah, Bullet Bob, 100%. He was pounding the floor for Lindsey too. But all right, so what's your confidence level, Dad? Are they gonna make the right decision?
I don't know. It's what is it? Tua's been here basically 2 years and 2 offensive coordinators. You're not going to be good. Tannehill was here for how many years? And look at him now. 1 offensive coordinator, 1 guy doing it the whole time. Granted, he has a great running back.
Well, Tannehill benefits from
a good line. And a good line.
Yeah. Do you think they're gonna?
Bill
Do you
Parcells
think they're gonna make the right decision?
You build a team from the lines out. You don't build it from.
Thank you.
You don't do skill positions first.
In and out. Okay, so if they go this year in the offseason and they go find us a good center, it's a good offensive lineman, I'll trust Greer a little bit more. But finding a head coach, I don't think they're very good. I don't think Ross is very good at that. Like you said, how many coaches have left here and gone back to be head coaches? No, they go back to be assistants somewheres. So him finding a head coach, I don't know. I mean, there was that guy, what is it? Mike was telling me about trying to get Rodgers and Devontae Adams here, and then they got what is it? Who is it there, Mike, we were talking about on Packers?
Nathaniel Hackett.
Yeah.
Nathaniel Hackett. He's an offensive coordinator. He's the one that revitalized. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to get to that later in the show, but yeah, he's right. I mean, there's so many people that I just want to see who we're connected with before I have a feeling one way or the other that they're gonna go in the right direction. But right now, I just don't. I mean, if you had to give a number, Dad,
Jack Del Rio.
As of right now, Bullet Bob. As of right now, what number would you give it?
Jack Del Rio, guys. Jack Del Rio.
I tell you what,
I want him here as a coach.
In Ross, 7.
Okay, that's pretty confident.
Okay. I mean, that's an elder statement. Yeah. He believes. He believes they're going to do the right thing. He's seen more football than most of us.
I don't know that he's going to.
The most important thing I think I find in a head coach is not if they're an offensive mind, if they're a defensive mind, if they're a genius at what they've done before. The most important thing about being an NFL, or even more, I believe in college, but even in the NFL, you have to be a great communicator, but to be that, you're a CEO. Mm-hmm. You're not doing so much coaching anymore. You're hiring the right guys to do the right job, and you trust that. That is what's important. And there are you see it in all fields and everything in life, not just coaching and football, but there are guys who are extremely, extremely good at what they do. A lot of times they say the best salesmen make the worst sales managers.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally different.
It's kind of the same thing. And I'm not saying you got to have a terrible position coach to make a great head coach. That's not my thing. But there are qualities that you have to look for. And, when we got Adam Gase, it's, he's a quarterback whisperer. He's an offensive genius, Peyton Manning stamp of approval. But as you could see, he did terrible job also with the relationships, with communicating, with getting guys to see his vision, and then actually instilling some type of vision. I think Flores did a better job with that, but he was a little rough around the edges. But so is Nick Saban, so is Belichick. But you know what? They got the benefit of the doubt because of their resume. And
Flores' ego is what did him in. His ego would did him in.
Well, I want to clarify that. People always say that, but that man knows. All successful people have egos. To be successful, they control their egos. Flores acted upon his ego. You're exactly right about that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'm going to say this to your point, Larry, is that by him deferring to the defensive coordinator to call the plays as often as he did this season, I think it shows his ego was a little bit lower because, he knows. I mean, he had to have known. He's not dumb. He had to have known he was better at calling the plays. I mean, the defense performed better when he was
he was
calling the plays. But he kept deferring. So I think he was trying to.
His issue was he didn't hire the right people.
Yeah, what I'm saying. Ennis, real quick.
I don't think it was an ego issue.
Yeah, well, real quick. But Ennis wants to, as a comment.
No, that's an ego issue.
What's going on, Ennis?
Hey, Ennis, what's up, man?
Hey, Ennis.
What's up, Ennis?
I might be having some problems, but. Go ahead, Brandon.
Well, I was just going to say, I noticed the comment popped up a little bit ago saying Ross is an absentee owner. And that was one of the things, because everybody does make the argument, and I don't disagree with it. You know, Ross isn't like the Bengals owner. He's not cheap. He won't hire, that guy won't hire any staff, any training staff, scouts. That's not the issue with Ross. I've never once said Ross was cheap. But like I said, to be successful, I believe at this, this level in the NFL, it's not just throwing the dollars at it. When you live 1,200 miles away, I don't need an owner there looking over everybody's shoulder every moment and trying to do their job for them. But I feel like personally, Ross's biggest issue is he's used the other guys. Look, when you're a billionaire and you own the team, you don't catch the shit because you get people in front of you to catch it for you. And I get that. But my thing is, you still got to be there. This is his first press conference since we've hired Flores.
Yep, facts.
He does not go out, and I don't need him out every week like Jerry Jones standing in the locker room talking. You know what I'm saying? But there's something to it when you're the owner, you're the president, and they asked him today, I believe it was, who was it? I can't remember. One of the beat writers asked him about, do you take any of the blame? And he said, yeah, I take all the blame. But do you? And my thing is, like, you've got to be out there. But does he? He's 1,200 miles away. He's doing his own thing, and he has everybody else speak for him.
Let me explain something, Brandon, okay?
Hold on. I was just going to say, I would like a little bit more from my owner, not just to throw the money out, which is nice, and build the new practice facility. And like I said, the beautiful things he did for the stadium. But guess what? If he ever wanted to sell this team, he's got every dollar he put into that stadium times 5. It comes back. So he's not really spending it. And when people say, he's spending money on players, listen, there's a salary cap, but there's also a salary floor. Everybody in the NFL has to spend so much money every year.
Real quick, Brandon. I don't want to cut you off, but Ennis, you trying to get something to say? Go ahead, Bubba.
Yeah, before my signal, StreamYard is tripping. What's up, guys?
What up, dude?
Well, I've seen a report. I don't know if y'all seen a report from David Hyde saying that Flo disrespected the owner. And Larry will tell you, a lot of y'all business owners or
I heard about
job,
that. It is.
When you disrespect your owner, the owner of the company, or your boss, there's no turning back from that. So we can pick about the decisions made or running it back next year. When you disrespect your boss on your job, the writing there's no writing on the wall. He lucky.
Yeah, I think he's going to have. But Larry, I want you to respond.
Yeah,
Larry.
you had something to say, Larry.
Look, the comment on Ross being absentee. Newsflash. Most of the owners in the NFL are absentee owners, right?
Unless your name's Jerry.
They don't run the NFL. What they do is like they run one of their businesses. They hire the right people. The buck stops with Flores, and with Ross, just like Harry Truman says, because he doesn't do the day imagine of running the country. He hires people. Where Ross is most accountable for is who he hires. So the person that the person that is everything falls on is on Greer. Okay. The reason Ross failed in the past, and people seem to think, well, Ross hired this coach. No, because we hired
Ross put Greer there
in the past, let him down with Tannenbaum and all these people. Now it's Greer's show. Now Ross is accountable because he didn't hire the right people. Now we're going to see if we hired. Now we're going to find out. So far, he's had my book. It's very, very positive sign that he's hired the right person in Greer. Okay. Now
that's an opinion. Yeah, you know, and the book's still out because he still has his job.
Yeah, guys.
So we can still see that.
You're going to go. All great, successful people and coaches surround themselves with the best people.
There you go.
Okay. We get.
Last point. I credit Ross for doing this. Because imagine if we go into next year, knowing what we know now, but didn't come out until the end of next season, and we find out they knew this last year was going on, we'd have been mad. So I credit Ross and Greer for pulling the band off now instead of trying to band-aid it again, and we would have had another bad season, and then we would have been like, why they didn't do it then? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, we got to give them credit for recognizing.
Let's let Bullet Bob
doing what they did.
Yeah.
Finish what you were saying.
You gotta. I spent my whole
life
watching
I couldn't
the Dolphins.
pulling the bandage off now instead of going into another season hearing
No,
this news now and instead of hearing it next year that this was happening this year and they tried to put a band-aid on it and run it back and we would have
just to answer real quick,
Bob, go ahead, Bob.
I spent my whole life watching pretty
just
much.
to add to what he just said real quick. I'm sorry. Just to add, just what he was trying to say. Somebody, well, like what they said this morning. I think it was on Steven's show. They pulled the Band-Aid off early instead of waiting that extra year, like they did with Adam Gase, like they did with Wanstead. They went and they pulled the Band-Aid early a year before. So what he's trying to say is he actually likes.
Yeah,
I commend that. I commend that. Don't drag it out. If you feel
Don't
like
drag it out.
wrong,
What's your real? Yeah, I heard that comment too, and I thought that was ridiculous. If you realize the person is bad in, you get rid of it right away. Don't let it become
I agree.
a cancer. Don't let it undermine your rebuild by keeping a year more.
If that's the right decision, if you feel like it is, I agree with that too. Same thing with quarterback. You don't drag something out. If it ain't working, don't let it keep getting worse. But I completely agree with that. And if that's the way they feel, I commend that. The only thing I'm saying is I don't feel like they're going to get it right. They've had time after time. That's my issue. It's not that they've did it because, look, just as much as I can make an argument because I like Flo, I can make an argument for keeping them. You can make the argument for getting rid of them.
Writing's on the wall. Yeah.
It's not look, he didn't take us to 3 straight AFC championship games and just came up a little short 3 times. You'd be like, come on, man, he's almost there. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't do that, and I understand it. His biggest issue, and I will not defend it. His biggest issue was getting a staff together, holding them together, and letting them build a foundation for this team.
Yep.
And I can't argue against that. But go ahead.
Nope. All right, Bullet Bob, go ahead.
What I was going to say. I mean, all the great coaches surround themselves with the best people. I.e., when we got Dan Marino, what did Don Shula go out? Find the best pass blocking lineman he could find. Not the best run blocking lineman, the best pass blocking lineman that he could find. Richmond Webb. You just go down the list. They weren't there for running that ball. They were there to protect Dan Marino so he could throw that football. So we get a good head coach in here. He's got to be a great people manager. Like you said, a communicator. But then he's got to go out and get the best offensive coordinator. Not hey, this guy might be good, but a proven one, a proven defensive coordinator, a proven offensive line coach. We can't get a young coach and get people who have never done the jobs before.
You got to have a great eye for talent too.
Can I add to that?
Batman.
Yeah, you can't.
Batman, go ahead.
Coaching talent too.
You can't win by giving first-time people their job. The whole coaching staff can't be first.
Not the whole one. Yeah, the whole one.
Not the whole one.
You could get exactly.
Same thing with the O-line. They can't all be first or second year players either.
Yep.
That was
I commend Flores for trying to give young coaches the opportunity to build their resume. But I mean, look, we want to put blame on Flores too, because I agree this is his staff. But I mean, after like year 2, if I'm Greer and you're there hiring a guy from Blockbuster to be your offensive line coach, like that just doesn't make sense to me. I would have been like, dude, I mean, I know this is your staff, but come on, man, come on.
The one that had me scratching my head really quick was last year when he pulled a guy out of retirement. You already know what's he going to coach for another 10 years? No, Chan Gailey, and you got a young quarterback, a rookie quarterback in Tua. Yes, I understand that, but Tua was the future. They already drafted him.
No. So they had signed him before they got Tua. So they had.
But they already knew.
I'm not saying it was Tua specifically. I'm saying they knew they were going to be drafting a quarterback. They were going to have a future. So why wouldn't you get somebody and pair him that could be there for a few years? Maybe he'll blow up, and hopefully you expect that if you get a great OC that does wonders with your quarterback. Yeah, in a few years, he's going to get his chance. That's the part of this business. Everybody's trying to move up. You know what I'm saying? I understand that. But a guy, when he got Chan Gailey, and you knew that you're going to have a young quarterback come in, and this guy you had to pull out of retirement, and he's probably not going to be coaching for too long, that didn't make a lot of sense to me. And that was a Flores hire. That's not a Greer hire. Yep. That wasn't a Ross hire. I'm not going to pin that on either one of those guys. So like I said, Flores had some shortcomings. Everybody can agree with that. I'm just saying I was a little surprised at the firing today, but I mean, at the end of the day, as I've had the rest of the day to kind of, because I was shocked. When I saw that come across, I was a little floored. Maybe you guys weren't, but I was a little shocked. But as the day went on, and I've had a little time to digest and kind of think about it all, and I've heard different point of views and all that. Oh, okay, maybe he wasn't going to be the right coach to carry it on, because look, at the end of this year, even if we kept him, don't we all agree he was going to have to let it go of a lot of staff?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So here's my thing.
We're hamster wheeling it. We're hamster wheeling it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to see that.
But okay, same shit over and over again.
Yeah.
But I got one question, and I want everybody to answer this. Did the disconnect start over Tua? Because I believe it did.
Yeah, it did.
Flores was on
well, not for the O-line coaches.
No. But I'm saying in the beginning, going into the draft 2 years ago, Flores was on record saying he wanted Herbert. They said no.
Right.
They said we're taking Tua.
Right.
Flores swallowed his pride and said, "Okay, I'll try to make it work." It was really hard on the kid. It's been out now that he was extremely hard on Tua. I get that. Maybe he crushed his confidence. But did Tua ever show anything to make Flores really turn the page and be like, okay, I can win with this guy? Because I think the disconnect started with Tua. I think Flores, after they drafted Tua, he's on his way out, because if he didn't make it work, it was over. And obviously in 2 seasons now, he didn't make it work with Tua. So I think that's where it all started. But I want to know, Batman, do you think that that's where it all kind of culminated to where it is now?
I think the disconnect did start with Tua, but at the same time, though, if you got a young kid at quarterback, he was 21, 22 when he came into the league. I know he's a proven superstar in college football, but you could have put in some veteran linemen in that line to help your young quarterback.
Well, they let him go.
You could have put an outstanding offensive line coach.
How about a running back?
You could have drafted a running back. You could have had a good, because I love Parker, but I'm just tired of the injuries. And you could have had somebody before Waddle that was consistent, and you did have Gesicki, but that you literally, little by little, you've been sabotaging this offense on purpose. And it's like,
because
just by seeing that.
Yeah.
Exactly. Just because you're mad, I didn't get my guy, I let you guys draft the guy, I'm not going to fold my arms. I'm going to go down with the ship just to prove a point. That's not what coach does. That's petty.
And I'm going to tell you right now. Hang on. I think that game last night set everybody off. That I think Flo got, I'm not saying it happened. Nobody's going to know. But Flores had to be in the back of his mind watching Herbert do that game where he was down 15 with 7 minutes to go, had 6 straight 4th down conversions, throwing balls that, I'm sorry, Tua hasn't shown he'll ever be able to make some of the passes that Herbert made last night. And Flores had to be in the back of the mind. See, I told you I was freaking right. Should have taken that kid, because the kid we got can't do it. And, I think, and I'm not, obviously I don't know, but I think that has to have something to do with it, to drop the bomb like this. When there was, there was whispers. There were whispers that became reality. But there were whispers that Flores was going to be the odd man out. But, I think the majority of the fan base, he had 2 back-to-back winning seasons, the most success we've had in 20 years in back-to-back seasons. Like this, I just can't fathom that. I guess my point goes back to something I said previous, is that I've never seen a player divide a fan base, but now I can honestly say I've never seen a player divide an organization like this gentleman did.
Okay. Wrong, as usual. Most people analysis. Look, was Tua one of the issues? Absolutely. But the real issue, the real problem started when they hired Flores. Flores has this character flaw that prevents him. It was not only about Tua, there were other issues that have been coming out between them. Tua was just one of them, maybe the biggest for sure. But the problem didn't start with Tua. It started with Flores not changing and adapting for what the job required. Okay. And Flores was not the fall guy. Okay. Flores was determined to, and properly so, based on what we're finding out, the weakling. He wasn't the fall guy. He was the weakling that would prevent this team from going on to be what they want it to be. That's what happens when I fire a person that's not capable of doing the job. He's the weakling in my department. I got to move him out and get somebody in there. It wasn't about a fall guy. Flores wasn't a fall guy. Greer and Ross would have prayed to God that Flores was everything they hoped he would be. But he isn't. So hopefully, my friends, Flores takes this. Sometimes I see it often in life and in sports. Take a firing like this, do a self-evaluation, and learn to correct himself so the next job he could be what everybody thinks he could be. But Ross says, I can't wait. I'm 81 years old. I got this talented team that we built. He can't wait for Flores to find out. That's why he did it.
Yeah. Do you guys remember the pre-draft and the report that came out with the meeting between the Dolphins, mainly Flores when he met with Tua, and Tua came out and said that, he felt that the meeting didn't go well, that he felt like, Flores didn't like him. And that was kind of the first sign of it, but my main thing with now that I look back over the past 3 years and the Flores regime and all of that, it really was a thing of what ifs. What if we would have got running back? What if we would have drafted a different quarterback? What if, and it always is. But, there's a lot of things here that I feel like if certain things would have went, not all of them, because look, and look, as bad as I'm not a huge Greer fan, and I've said it for a while now, but I understand I'm not unrealistic. Nobody's 100% on the draft. Nobody. So, and I'm not going to hold anybody to that. I'm not going to hold anybody to that standard. But my issue with not just the draft, because like I said, nobody's going to be 100%, but the free agency has been, to me, subpar, to put it nicely.
I
made a lot of money.
I totally disagree. I totally disagree. I totally disagree. Hey, Brandon, right? You're Brandon, right? Brandon.
Yeah, you're good, buddy. Go ahead.
I'm not saying you are, but there are a lot of people who said that complained when we spent big money on free agents inappropriately. Okay, this team was a rebuilding mode. They were not in a position to sign a free agent originally, big bucks, because they had a lot of holes to fill. Flores was brilliant in the salary cap management, because guess what? All those contracts he signed 2 years later, or 3 years later, where are we? We have the most salary cap still.
Yeah, but it's signing 1-year contracts this past year.
But dude, that's what I'm saying, because he went out and got the assets like Javon Holland, Nick Needham from free agency. Now he's in a position where you and I can both agree he needs to spend money now when it's appropriate. Because
he's in the same position he was last year and the year before.
He wasn't
signing 1-year contracts.
Hey, can I
just
say
wasn't, my
quick,
friend.
Guys?
There wasn't enough talent here to just spend big money on free agents. This year is different because we added a whole bunch of talented players like Javon Holland, Jalen Waddle, Jalen Phillips, Hunter Long.
Yeah, he did well. Hunter Long I wouldn't put there for this year.
But he's a talent. We got to see. Okay, we got to see. I'm making a point, guys. That's the one thing he did right that you guys don't understand.
All right, hold on a second, Bob. I want to hear from you after Alex, but let's get Tony's thoughts in here, guys.
Tony.
Where do you sit here today with
hey, Tony.
with the news of the firing of Flo?
Honestly, this is a fatal flaw that most of the coaches fatal character flaw that most of the coaches come from that Belichick coaching tree have. They think they're the smartest people in the room.
Tony's on the money, guys. We've seen this from those coaches.
They do think they all think they're Belichick.
Yeah, they do.
By the way, guys.
What's up, Larry?
Batman knows this, right? I always say I am the smartest guy in the room, right, Batman? I always say that. You know why?
Not anymore, dog. I just got here, bro.
You know why I always say
not anymore, dog. I just got in the room, bro. Don't kid yourself. Don't let these tattoos fool you.
Because why do I say that? Because I know I'm not the smartest guy in the room.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah.
Hey, can I just add something? Can I add something for anybody that's local, that's in Miami? I wanted to say something. I just got a text message right now.
What's up?
And we could take it for whatever we want, guys. The Miami Dolphins are out celebrating right now. They're in a specific location in South Beach, the whole team, and they're celebrating that. They're celebrating at a steakhouse.
I was gonna say this later.
What
steakhouse?
It's called Poppy Steakhouse.
Poppy
Steakhouse.
Poppy Steakhouse. I got a buddy who lives down there. I'm gonna call and ask if he's seen anything.
Poppy Steaks is called.
I only found like 4 players that actually were like upset by this that I could find. I'm still scrolling through trying to find all the proof.
We never got Tony's
point.
Yeah, Tony, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Tony, and we asked Brandon asked a question earlier, I believe.
Yeah.
On a scale from 1 to 10, how confident are you that the organization's going to get it right now? Because they obviously got it wrong with Flo. And also, guys, listening in.
They feel like they got
it
wrong with Flo.
But I want to know. I want to 7.5. That's actually not too bad. I want to know what disrespect Flo did.
5.5.
I want to know what disrespect Flo did to Ross. I'm interested to know that. Does anybody have any insight in that? Batman, go ahead.
I heard. I don't know to what extent. I heard it this morning on one of the channels. It said something about that they had a meeting 2 days ago. It was Flores
before the
Greer,
game.
Yeah, this is before the game, like 2 days ago. Maybe Saturday night or Friday night they had a meeting, and I think supposedly there was a back and forth between Flores and Ross, and I think it was something along the lines with about being prepared for that Tennessee game. And Ross was pissed off. Obviously, his team missed.
That was a shitty game plan.
That's called him out. Called him out for not having a game plan.
So Flores got in his feelings.
Batman, not to cut you off.
Called out.
No, that's pretty much it. Not
to cut you off, man, but Gesicki's a good soldier. He's always sat across that podium and been the right player in a contract potential year, looking to not get franchised. I would hope. Nobody. Not that he's not going to sign the check, but everybody wants the bag. Yeah. And it seems like Gesicki was game planned out this year. In a lot of ways. So, am I hearing that Flo kind of forced his way out of here in some ways? Are we looking at a Bill O'Brien situation here?
Well, look at the Tennessee game where he was caught on the sideline screaming. That's a
good question.
And not only that, but we saw Tua lose his cool, and Tua's a calm guy, man. I would never expect to see Tua lose his cool like he did that.
No, but for me, this is a fatal flaw with another fatal flaw with Flores.
Bob, what you got, buddy? Hold on a second, Tony. What's up, Bob?
Bob, go ahead.
I don't know. We all keep talking about Justin Herbert and Tua. By the way, guys, both teams finished with the same record this year.
And
but the eyeball test, if the eyeball test tells you that Herbert is the better talent.
Tua's a great talent, and I expected to see a different offense, guys. And I said that plenty. I expected to see more.
Didn't Mac Jones end with the better? Mac Jones ended with a better, record than quite a few quarterbacks that I would consider better.
He was with a better team than best coach.
Go ahead.
And Alex, you've been quiet for a minute. You just unmuted your mic. What you got to say, Bubba?
Well, I was actually gonna jump off that Justin Herbert thing a little bit, and he finished with the same record as we did, and also the fact that he actually had better talent put around him than what Tua has.
Yeah, but anybody watch that game
He ain't in the
night,
playoffs
bro.
because of his coach. He ain't in the playoffs because of his coach calling a stupid-ass timeout with 33 seconds and Las Vegas is winning.
You know what? That's kind of crazy because Flo burned all three of those timeouts early in the second half, bro. Did you see that, Batman? He burned all three of those timeouts quick. I'm hearing the pettiness now, guys. I've been listening and stuff like that. And now, like I said, I like to connect the dots, and I'm sure we all are. There is some pettiness that happened on Sunday.
Batman, real quick, I just wanted to go back. You said the meeting that they had, obviously pregame, you said Ross was kind of finding out, what the hell was that in Tennessee? Yeah. He was, trying to find out, right? So basically what, Flores maybe has taken that as a little bit of a slight towards him, and he got upset at the questioning of his
there's
game
supposed
plan,
there was a little bit of back and forth. There was a little bit of back and forth between them two. Greer was just present, but
so it's two egos and one guy signs the checks.
Right.
Well, listen, first of all, when you're a billionaire, ego ain't even there no more. There's facts now, dude, especially when you're the owner like that. Tony, what you got, buddy?
Especially when you're 81 years old.
Yes.
Yeah, for me, I'm actually actually. There's a way we can keep Tua without having to trade him. For me, this is why I'm saying the Aaron Rodgers situation.
Aaron Rodgers. Tony. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and release it now. I'm not going to do the article yet, but I do want to hear everybody's thoughts on this. So there's an article came out right after the Tennessee game that somehow, some way, Miami all of a sudden is a favorite to land Rodgers and and Devontae Adams. I'm looking at you, Batman. To land Rodgers and Devontae Adams. right? To land Rodgers and Devontae Adams in a package.
They're going to
deal.
sign you to a 5-year deal, Batman.
Yep.
But my feelings on that were swayed a little bit after this whole Flores thing. But I started looking at the timing of everything, and that article came out. All of a sudden, Flores is gone, and now there's rumors that, or not rumors, but there's reports coming out that Nathaniel Hackett's interviewing for a job. Rodgers is obsessed with Marino and breaking Marino's records. He's been on record saying that he's obsessed with Marino. So is it? I just don't have faith that Russ or Greer, just because they haven't shown it, I don't know if they can pull it off. But the realistic possibility of maybe, just maybe, they did all this to go interview Nathaniel Hackett, who revitalized Aaron Rodgers' career, and then try and trade them all, because it's known that Green Bay, Rodgers wants out of Green Bay. They're not going to sign Devontae Adams, and Nathaniel Hackett is now being not shocked, but he's now entertaining interviews. So if that's the way they go, for me, that's the only, hang on real quick. For me, that's the only way this is fixed, is if you go get a guy that potentially he's going to make you a contender from day one. It doesn't matter what your offense looks like. He's going to make you better.
He's doing it with a bad O-line now.
Yeah. And so do you, if that is my confidence is a 1, because this is probably a pipe dream. But that is, for me, the only way they can fix this situation is going and
I just want to say on it real quick. I'm just going to be 20 seconds on it. I'm not going to take long. As far as the Rodgers things go, before the season started and he reported back and obviously played this season, I thought there was a 0% chance that Rodgers was going to be in Green Bay, not only probably this year, but I'm talking about in the future. I thought it was a done deal. I've kind of cooled on that. I probably think now there's a 60% or better chance that he's gonna stay in Green Bay.
Me too.
That's just a gut feeling. I obviously don't know.
Brandon, I disagree with you. I disagree with you, and here's why.
Go, Tony.
I don't know, because hold on.
Alex,
I just want to get in on that real
go
quick.
ahead. Go ahead, Alex.
Sorry about that. I was gonna say, Mike, is that I don't, with the reports coming out that Devontae Adams is most likely going to be tagged with Green Bay.
Yeah, that's the latest report that
he's most likely going to be tagged.
Yeah.
So
that's going to affect Aaron Rodgers.
And the Rodgers and the Green Bay relationship has reportedly been fixed.
It's been fixed.
Yeah, I think it's a lot better.
I don't believe that. Honestly, I don't believe that, because he's had issues maybe with Mark Murphy, but he hates Gutekunst, who is the GM there. Honestly, he doesn't get along with
I think
because
yeah. You know what? My 2-second opinion on that. Yawn. Nothing here.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Guys, you know what? Let's go. Let's instead of going with rumors, let's go with facts we do know.
No, that's a fact. He actually said it.
No. That's not a fact, Tony. That's rumors. Okay, let me go with facts. Okay. The fact is, yeah, he had an issue with the GM. Yes, that is a fact. But the other part of it is a rumor right now. Let's go with facts.
Yeah.
He's never had an issue with his teammates. He loves his teammates. He's never had an issue with LaFleur. Originally he did, but now he loves LaFleur. Yep. And he never had an issue with the fans. The only one he had issue was the GM.
That's facts.
And what's also a fact, because he reported that they've gone a long way to mend their relationship. Why would it leave a good situation? The team is not going to go downhill after this year. It's still going to be a strong football team.
Yeah,
right? But let me say this, right? After, if this next playoff game, if the Green Bay Packers totally bomb, maybe I'll open up a little bit and talk about that. Rodgers not going anywhere, guys.
But here's my question, Larry. This is my
question.
Did Brady not set the precedent for an older quarterback to go to warmer weather to play in an environment that?
But Brady, we knew but hold on, Mike, hold on. The issue's not that. The issue is, does Rodgers going to leave Green Bay or not? Brady, we all knew was going to leave the New England. He was.
Yeah.
Okay. By the way, when he did that, you go back, because I live here in Tampa, and I know how good this football team is, but most of the nation didn't know about it, right? Brady came here not because Aaron's a great guy. He saw what I saw. Man, this team is talented.
Good receivers, good lines.
Receivers are awesome. The defense is awesome. Let me tell you something else. For a lot of you guys, it's going to be taboo what I say. Brady's a great quarterback. And with any team, he would still be an outstanding quarterback. But I guarantee you, there's very few teams that he would have been as successful as he was with this team. 45.
Actually, Larry.
Why? Because
I've
many teams? Hold on, Tony. How many teams have an offensive line that can protect them like Tampa Bay? How many teams? Oh, their 2 wide receivers get out. Oh, that's okay. We still got Mike Keith, Tyler Johnson, and Gronkowski and stuff. How many teams have that? And then when Brady's having a tough time, how many teams have a Todd Bowles-led defense to get him out of there?
Can I add to that? Because look, I said on our show that my dream scenario obviously is getting Rodgers over all the quarterbacks.
Me
over
too,
Watson,
but it's a dream.
because he's the only one you don't have to trade for. He's the only one you don't have to spend.
That's not true, Batman.
You don't have to
correct people.
You don't.
That's not
no,
true, Batman.
He redid his contract where he can get out of his contract this
He
season.
I got the lowdown on that. What he did to get more guaranteed money is he waived his no trade clause. He's not an unrestricted free agent until 2023, and he cannot be. But the clause is open that if he wants to request a trade or they want to make the trade, they can do that. That's what he gave up.
Yeah, but Larry, we've seen how petty Rodgers can get. If he wants out, he can make it very difficult.
He is a strange bird.
Well, you know what? Yeah, Mike, Chris, I agree with you. But when that happens, then talk to me about Rodgers.
Yeah, he has to have the want to leave.
That's true.
He has to have the want to leave, and I just don't think
Mike
it's
has
there.
a little bit of a reason that if we hire this coach as a head coach, all signs point to Rodgers coming.
I'm telling you right now, my theory
I don't even believe that.
My theory grows legs if they ask to speak to Nathaniel Hackett. I saw an article that blew my mind. It wasn't even on the forefront of my mind that Rodgers was a possibility until it was reported that we're now all of a sudden a favorite to land him and
I'm going to look up and see if I got that article.
Mike,
I don't even think that's a package deal.
Yeah,
even if he is the one that we end up going with as a hire, it's not tied together personally.
You can infer a lot of different things, and you can infer that. The truth is, Hackett is up for a lot of jobs, not just here.
I know.
So it's beyond Rodgers. So you ever thought for a second maybe they think he might be a great coach even without Rodgers?
That's what I'm saying. That may be.
Because he revitalized Rodgers' career. Rodgers was in whispers around Rodgers before Hackett got him rolling was that he was on the downside. He was on the downside of his career. He needs another ring. The naysayers were out. The pitchforks were out. Rodgers had declined. All of a sudden, MVP. Then he's an MVP again. And if that guy leaves, do you not really believe that Rodgers is going to be like, hey, I want to go play for that guy because obviously Matt Ford defaulted to him. He got my career back on track. I'm going to follow him. So I'm not saying that it's going to happen, but I'm telling you right now, if Miami is whispered or rumored to be, or not rumored, if they ask to speak to Nathaniel Hackett, then I think this is a real change of direction because of what Ben John Studd said, that there's 2 accusations.
That was Cody Benjamin of CBS Sports. I'm reading the article right now. Don't sleep on the prospect of both Rodgers and Adams being shipped to Miami. Tua Tagovailoa is doing his job.
Oh, another reporter. Another reporter.
Listen,
the hundreds we hear.
Listen, it's
Rodgers,
part of it.
Listen, at the end of the day,
bro.
Guys,
Rodgers has a very
on you, but I gotta go. Can I ask you a quick question? Okay, yes, past my bedtime. I'm in my pajamas. I'm not ready to go to bed. But you guys, but I ask you a question that this came up. Guys, what do you think about this job opening? Do you think it's one of the premier job openings right now in the NFL?
Out of the current opening jobs, we've got Denver, Minnesota, Chicago, Jacksonville, and us as of right now. Am I missing anybody? Vegas, technically, because it's
Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Somebody ranked the. I'm going to find it. I'll release it tomorrow night on the show. But somebody ranked the head coaching position or the openings of in ranks of 5 to 1 to 5, whatever. They have Miami at 4, and it's because of the dysfunction. And this reporter mentions that they're the unknown of Tua. And so I think this team, because of the defense, the way it's set up, I think it's appealing. But at the same time, I think you have
and
to
the
put
money
time
too, bro. The money.
Mike, if you don't know me, Matt, I'll tell you what I think of the media. I think our people in my show and this people here are more knowledgeable about football than most of these media people. Okay,
I agree with you. Okay,
but you gotta remember too, Larry. Everything.
Okay, let me
context.
also say this endeavor probably, and even Denver, I question, is the 2 best job openings. Why? First of all, this team is not dysfunction. They just got rid of this dysfunction that was causing the problem called Flores. This team is a winning team already. The others, maybe Denver, I think, had a 500 record. That's all they can say. On top of that, this team's got close to an elite defense. They got a couple of nice talent. All that is nice, and you got an owner that gives you a leeway. And on top of everything else, this is what makes it a business right? I can't say it in French. I lousy French. He has the most cap space and the draft picks. So a coach can come in here, work with Greer to build a team that he sees. There's
and
no
the defense.
out there that would want
Yeah,
but
and we'll let Larry go. Take it easy, Larry.
Later, Larry.
By the way,
Chris,
hold on.
On Larry's question.
Chris, welcome to the YouTube. Yeah, YouTube Fitz family. Welcome, my friend. Good luck on your show.
Thank you, my man. We'll be around here.
All right, Larry.
Be around, brother.
Take care, everybody.
Good night, Larry.
All right, Larry. Take care, bud.
Hey, I wanted to say this. Yeah,
go
ahead.
Well, I was just going to say real quick on his question because it is an interesting question. As far as the job openings go right now, I would rank dead last the Jacksonville job, but just for Chicago's probably slightly behind that.
Oh, I don't know about
that.
Georgia,
hold on.
I will rank.
National championship update. Georgia's up 13-12.
Okay, real quick. As far as
man, I need to get that game on over here.
As far as the best job opening, like I said, as far as my confidence level, I've already said where it's at as far as that goes. But if I'm a or a potential head coach looking at all the jobs out there, and I got my pick of the litter, you could either say us or Vegas. The only reason why I say not Vegas, is you got Pat Mahomes in that division. That's going to be a tough one to deal with. You look at Miami, yeah, you have Josh Allen and Buffalo, and you obviously have Belichick. But if I can go in with the money, we have 2 draft picks, not this coming up one, but we got 2 in the following one. Mm-hmm. You've got the money. It is a winnable division, and you can kind of mold with the money and the picks what you want if you have confidence in yourself. So I will say out of all the job openings, this is the premier job opening as of right now.
Hey Chris, I have a for me this is a hot take. Honestly, Nathaniel Hackett, I think he drafts Carson Strong, the guy from Nevada, because Nathaniel Hackett's offense actually fits.
Bro, if that happens, I'm gonna be pissed, bro. I'm gonna be pissed if we're getting a quarterback and a new coach. And
Tony, you just don't.
Yeah.
I know Tony hates X. He hates Tua, so he's always trying to find a replacement. But Tony, we ain't going in the draft for a quarterback.
I don't. Yeah, I got Tony. I told you, brother, on the last show. Yeah, I need you to come around for the draft show because we're gonna put together a draft show that's gonna be awesome.
Let me clarify. I was wait and see with him the whole time. I preferred Justin Herbert, but I saw the reason why they chose Tua because of his accuracy and stuff like that. But I preferred Justin Herbert. I wasn't a fan. I saw why they did it, but the injury issues is what turned me off.
Hold on a second, Mike. Hold on a second. We got MCJB in here. He's rocking the Roll Tide. We're going to bring him in.
Yo, what's going on?
What's happening, bro?
What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, man? You watching the game over there?
Yeah, Alabama just recovered the ball. They're reviewing the challenge right now.
All right.
What quarter? What quarter?
Yeah,
Four.
We got to keep the TV blocked up. I don't want to hit copyrights,
what's
brother.
What's the score?
I know we can't see it.
It's 13-12, Georgia.
There you go.
Yeah, brother.
Oh, word?
So what's up, man?
Yeah, Georgia's winning. What's up?
What's up, man? So the news came on Black Monday. We're a coachless now, brother. Where's that sit with you?
Well, don't take it personally, but I want Kirby Smart.
You can't recruit in the NFL. It ain't like
bro.
that. You just can't hand bags of McDonald's cash to everybody and get your team.
Listen, if that was the case, this owner would have done it, man. Definitely. So listen, guys, I've got the Ross meeting up and run. I wanted to watch it. I purposely didn't watch it because I wanted to watch it on the show. So I'll get some live reactions. Mike, go ahead and ask Batman your question. So I'm gonna do this already.
Batman, I want to ask you a question, and it's basically for an offensive-minded coach. Don't you think we need to put better talent on the field before it's an appealing position for him?
Because that's coming with the money.
Yeah, I think
look,
I said ideally for me, I know that we want to put an offense established with our free agent money, but I want to say this. I like Harbaugh for one reason and one reason only. Obviously, he's a proven coach, and he hasn't done anything in college.
Look at him. What happened?
What happened?
They got the ball. Alabama just got the ball.
All right, MCJB. I can't have the TV in the background, bro. So let me go ahead and thank you, man. Thanks. I just can't take any shots, bro. I haven't even monetized nothing to get demonetized. You feel me?
Just
Chris,
wanted to finish. Just to finish what you were saying.
Why would you get?
Yeah.
Why would you get
Hang on,
blocked?
Batman.
Why would
Finish
you
what you were
get in
saying.
trouble for that, Chris? Why would you get in
Why?
trouble for that?
It's NFL copyright, Bubba.
You can't show on
My
TV.
bad. My apologies.
No.
Oh,
It's copyright infringement. Listen, bro. NFL come bursting through the door like the FBI on this bad boy. I ain't having it, man. I ain't having it, brother.
Right,
You can't even listen.
You mean
you
the
can't even have
NFL?
for anything. I don't give a damn. They're all rocking the same group. Dude.
ESPN,
Don't fool
man.
yourself, dude. They got ducats, bro. I ain't playing with that. That's like messing with the CIA. I ain't messing with it, brother. I ain't got nothing to lose.
I'm sorry.
What I wanted to say
I
was
apologize,
just
Chris. But
putting
the
in
reason why I was asking is because on the other some of the podcasts they bring up like YouTube videos and stuff like that.
That's okay.
That's
a YouTube
different.
video
That's
put
different.
out
You
is
can't show
different.
This is a
Live broadcast. And then
Okay.
also, listen, once it's on YouTube, it's almost free game. You got to watch out for some stuff.
get
They
flagged
will
for it.
you can get flagged, but you got to be careful. There is ways like me showing this Dolphins video. Listen, I'm not monetizing nothing yet, so I ain't worried just yet.
Yeah.
But once I come, if I'm going to
That's
take
true.
this video and post it and rebrand it, you bet your ass I better get an okay from somebody. You know, I don't know. I haven't asked all this. I'm just going off what I think as business, and I know whenever there's money, there's rules.
Safe, yeah. No
Just to
doubt.
say before I play the video real quick, I wanted to say, look, that's why I think we could get into this conversation later, but that's why I think a coach like Harbaugh coming into this team, he built that offensive line in San Francisco, and he did it with a mediocre quarterback. And my thing is, you're putting Tua, and if you want to say Tua is better than Kaepernick or better than, was it Kaepernick or was it
Alex Smith?
Alex
was
Smith
mediocre.
was Alex Smith.
Yep.
So if you did it with that, and I think if you build this offensive line, let him build his staff, and you could bring a Dable from it's the same defense that we've had already.
Or Ken Dorsey to
be your DC, and I think the sky's the limit. But I know we could get into the whole.
But I think, as far as Kaepernick goes, nobody's going to say Kaepernick was,
real
a
quick.
Hall of Famer, but he had a better arm and way better legs.
Before I get to the video,
that system is different. Not accuracy.
Harbaugh, I believe, is on the table in more ways than one. I don't think we're getting.
He's not.
I listen. I don't listen. There's
Ross
too much
isn't
connection.
Gonna pull from his second team to bring.
I'm aware of that.
I'm
aware of that. But if he's going into the NFL, I think there's a real good possibility. He's been a big time booster for a long time, guys. Like I said, I look at these other things. I want to go to Cap and see what he thinks about Harbaugh, and then I want to shoot over to Bullet Bob real quick, and then.
By the way, he's staying in Michigan.
Go ahead, Cap.
Yeah, I want to say something about that too.
Go ahead. Right after Alex. Cap. Would Harbaugh? I like Harbaugh personally because not for all the reasons, but in the sense that he's going to show up with a staff. He's going to fill out this staff because, listen, Flo's the first head to roll off this thing because all those hires are his. So the next coach coming in, if it's a young coach like the guy out of Green Bay, I worry about, is he going to get a defensive coordinator that's going to do this right? You know what I'm saying? Is he going to get an OC to help him build? He's going to get the proper O-line coach. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that, bro.
Touchdown, Alabama.
What's going on, MC, JB?
Touchdown, Alabama.
All right. Go ahead, Cap.
No, yeah, it's like you say, man. I mean, at least with Harbaugh, you know that he's going to probably come with Fangio on the defensive side. And like Reason said, I think he covered it on the show the other day. He said, on the offensive side, the guy from Baltimore might be available too.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they're all like under Harbaugh's old coaching staff. So, if they all get let go,
But hey, wait. Hey, Cap. Do you think he would bring Josh Gaddis with him, his OC from Michigan?
I mean, if we need any positions that need to be filled, and he has the coaching, the with the Rolodex, by all means. I mean, shit. Like the complaint we had before was people not being
qualified.
enough, connected. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like if they're qualified, come on board.
All right. What about you, Bob? If Harbaugh was the guy that get the nod for this team, what kind of situation do you think that puts us in?
Well, I like I said, though, he's coached in the pros before. But, if he turns around and brings the guys from his football college team, you have another college offensive coordinator.
Yeah, but
Not a pro coordinator.
kind of that RPO. That RPO isn't something.
Yeah, but the RPO doesn't work in the NFL.
I don't know. I've seen it work yesterday when Tua was pulling that
It
ball
looked
out, man.
amazing.
It looked
Yeah,
sharp
I
as
saw it
hell
work.
on a couple of those
But-
drives.
Yeah.
But do we
Chris,
really
but the
want
offense
Tua running and getting hurt as small and injury prone as he
But the
is?
I
thing is,
agree,
the
brother. I
Dolphins-
agree, but I'm thinking about
Go ahead,
shovel
run him like
passes on the
go ahead and
run.
run him like Lamar, 15 times a game and see if he makes it past week 3.
Bro, that's not gonna help. I understand,
Yeah.
man, but
No,
I gotta
I-
see
I-
something,
I-
bro. I gotta
Dolphins
see
is- the
something.
Dolphins-
Give me some wins, boys. Give me some wins. Alex, real quick, man. Harbaugh.
So, I would like Harbaugh to come in. Don't get me wrong. Only thing is, he just has to hire better. He just has to hire a good staff. I want you to think about this, guys. Remember, the Harbaugh, yes,
nice.
from Michigan, but what about the other Harbaugh from Baltimore? You remember, you could trade for a coach.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
Hey,
could trade for
listen,
the coach
that
in the NFL.
idea just to
Devontae
get into
Parker for
another
Harbaugh.
just to
Devontae
get
Parker for
in
Harbaugh.
that loop, and I hate to bring up coaching because we're just trying to play the video.
Yeah.
But I heard a scenario. Why don't we go all in and get the Saints coach? I'm just saying.
Bro,
Sean Payton.
If we're gonna trade for somebody, if we're trading for somebody,
give me some.
and he wants
Sean
to.
Payton.
Listen,
You
out
know?
of the two Harbaughs, I prefer John.
Well, I'm gonna
100
say right now,
times.
Peyton.
Oh,
hey,
man,
Peyton,
yeah, but
Peyton makes Tua.
now
Peyton
we're
makes
throwing
Tua
whatever
into
to
a
the
good
wall.
quarterback.
Exactly.
Hey,
Peyton
Chris.
makes Tua into a good quarterback.
Yeah, Tony. Yeah, Tony. And then I want to hear from you,
Yeah,
MC.
let me clarify. Gaddis doesn't run an RPO offense. He's
No, he
coming
doesn't.
from, and he's coming from the Sonny Dykes coaching tree. He's coming from Mike Sherman and stuff. That type of run and shoot offense.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't run
MC,
that RPO.
MC. What about a little
What's up?
Harbaugh in your life, dog?
Wait, can you repeat that question? I'm sorry.
What about okay? So we find ourselves looking for a coach these days, and what if Harbaugh
Sure.
ends up with the job? What kind of confidence level do you have, and a belief that it would be a good coaching hire?
I believe it'll be a high confidence. Just look what he did to Michigan. I mean, he didn't. I'm not gonna say he built the program up, but he brought them into the playoffs. And
Let me.
get the Michigan part. He coached. He was a Super Bowl runner-up coach versus his own brother before
Yeah, I
he went
got you,
to
brother.
Michigan.
I got you. Yeah, you know
I
what?
don't know anything
his
about
brother
If
beat
you
him.
try to
His
watch the
brother.
Alabama game.
His brother
Hey,
beat him
should've
so
watched
bad
Alabama
in that
game.
championship game that he whipped him right out of the NFL. I'm gonna
Hey,
get to
this
the
is-
video.
Well, guys,
okay,
let's-
we aren't forgetting one thing.
What's that?
Ross said Harbaugh is not even in the conversation.
That's a smokescreen. I know he
Listen,
said
bro, I don't
I
believe
don't believe that
nothing
from
no
He
more.
did say
What
that,
you
but I don't
talking-
believe it.
I don't
Listen,
believe
Ross-
it. Damn.
But,
It's like we're
Ross,
not going
he's-
after Watson.
He's
I
gonna
believe-
tell me the guy for a job in the same position in another part of his company
Hey,
ain't available.
listen,
I don't hear that.
Ross-
Listen to him in the interview. Listen to him.
I'm
He's
gonna
on the
hear it,
payroll.
bro. Believe
He's
me,
on the
bro.
Yeah, but
payroll already.
All
Ross
right,
Ross
let's get
does
this rocking.
love Michigan, I believe, more than the Dolphins. As
Listen,
far as a love,
not
a
at this
passion.
point when he
As
wants
a
a friggin'
passion.
listen, bro. Passion,
His heart-
smashing, man.
He even
I'm
says
fin-
his heart lies with Michigan. It's
yeah,
not the
but you know
Dolphins.
what?
He owns
Now-
them.
Yeah,
That's
but
what I
now
was
he's
thinking
thrown
too.
so. Look at the money he's thrown in this
At
team,
Michigan.
and he wants. I know, bro, but he wants a Super
He
Bowl.
went to
He wants a
Michigan.
Super Bowl. All right,
Yes.
let's get this video,
Go ahead.
guys. If anyone's mics
Oh.
are on, try to make it mute for a little bit.
My
And
bad.
yeah, so we can hear the video.
Hey, guys. I
Yeah.
didn't mean to cut anybody off, but I got to go.
Hey, Bob, I was going to actually give you the out there in a second ago, man. I can tell that you're getting a little burnt out. Us young guys are in here just talking our smack, man. Thank you so much, Bob.
Hey,
for
nice to
stopping
meet
by.
you, Bob.
Guys,
All right,
you'll
Bob.
be able to
Nice to
see
meet you, Bob.
Bob
Good
drop
night, man.
in. You guys,
Thumbs
thanks,
up
Bob.
and roll tide,
Thanks
man.
up, Bob.
Take it easy, Bob.
So, guys, you'll be able to see Bob
Everybody
coming
have a good
in
one.
over on Mike on Drop the Mic with Mike on the mic. As an elder statesman, it's good to have a guy who's literally had eyeballs on the team forever. Bob, we really appreciate you coming in, brother. Thank you
Yeah,
so
thanks,
much,
Bob.
man. We
No problem.
got some questions in the offseason about where this team was at greatness and how you can see it coming back to that, Bob. Thank you so much, brother. All right, let's get this video playing, boys.
First, I'd like to thank Brian Flores for all that he's done for the Miami Dolphins he's a very good man, and I wish him the best. And I'm sure we'll see him again as an NFL coach. So now I'll take any questions.
We'll start with Hal, Palm Beach Post.
Yes.
Steve, I'd like to ask you what role, if any, the quarterback position played in this decision. Was there a question over whether Tua is your man for the future? How much does Deshaun Watson play into it? And was there disagreement over which direction you should go at quarterback?
First of all, let me be clear. It played no role in it at all.
Nice.
I have a lot of confidence in Tua. And
that was an amazing question.
I think, the next head coach will work with him or whoever else.
You heard that?
I have a lot of confidence in
him. Yeah, but he
also
says
him grow. I think he's a fine young man. And
all right, he's going to say it again, but yes, he kind of endorsed Tua, but he also said whoever it might be, he's leaving the door wide open for another quarterback.
Exactly.
Chris, you're mute. Chris, you're on mute.
You're mute.
Thanks, Batman. I got two other guys over here. I need Batman to back me up. Thanks a lot, Brandon and Mike. Thanks, Batman. Count on you. I'm just messing with you guys. Anyhow,
good play.
It's kind of what guys were saying earlier and giving Flo about when they were saying, well, he didn't put the rumors away with. And that's kind of the thing I liked about Flo is that, you know what? You don't need to know. You know why? Because when I hold all the chips, you don't know nothing. And that's kind of what he did by not agreeing to Tua. I agree that if that's what he was doing in the locker room and teams were seeing him not take favorable sides and shunning and giving his quarterback the cold shoulder, that is an ugly circumstance. Let's get back to this video.
He is right now the quarterback and be dependent upon the new head coach. But I have a lot of confidence in Tua.
Cameron Wolf, NFL Network.
Steve, obviously the decision came to a shock for some of us. When is the decision to fire Flo and also keep Chris in charge?
Well, I mean, I've been looking at this over 3 years now and watching the organization grow. And I think an organization can only function if it's collaborative and it works well together. And I don't think that we were really working well as an organization that it would take to really win consistently at the NFL level.
Omar Kelly, Sun Sentinel.
Listen, that was, you know what, guys? I see why he don't come around often because, man, they're freaking coming out with the dead certain questions. And, we always give the writers a bunch of crap. And, kind of like how everybody does. We're like, they don't know a damn thing. Just like we read the CBS report earlier. It was like bullshit, But these guys aren't pulling no punches right now. And I'm glad to see it. But, Color Commentary says in the comments, he says he's kind of endorsing Tua with the Greer statement here. And I do kind of see the forest through the trees on that, man.
I got one. The thing about it is that it is very, very interesting that Chris Greer did not show up for this interview.
Yep,
that's true.
And it was only Stephen.
Harbaugh
Ross.
come in here as the head coach and GM. Is that what he's gonna do? Is that what he needed to dangle in front of him?
I find that really, really, really interesting because.
So real quick, brother. Real quick, how long?
Sorry, I'm sorry to let you go, Chris. I'll let you go. I'm sorry. To quick
no, you're okay, brother. You're okay. It's actually a question for you. How long until we get to see Chris Greer do we then go, whoa, it's been too long since Chris Greer said anything? And now what you're saying's really got some legs because Chris Greer's got to come out and say something. Am I right, guys?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, he does because usually when it's an end of the year or like a press conference,
make their statements
the day after the season finale, it's usually Stephen Ross, Chris Greer, and Brian Flores.
Yeah.
Now it's just Stephen Ross.
Damn, dude, I didn't even think about that. What an amazing observation by you, brother. That didn't even dawn on me with all that's going on.
Yeah, I think that if I wonder if Greer may be on the chopping block as well, not just Flores, but
listen.
Ross is
I
waiting.
think.
I think Ross is waiting for
Go
something
ahead, Mike.
to come apart.
Yeah,
yeah,
go ahead,
Alex,
Mike.
you're right, man. And Kohler brings up a good point, man. If you use Greer to get this next head coach, and then you give him GM opportunities, that's a job that Harbaugh can sign up for. And if that happens, then you do, like you just said, if you're using Greer, like Kohler said, if you're using Greer as, okay, well, he hired that coach and it didn't work, so now he's gone too. I got his head coach out of here. Now I can do it all over again. It's just another way out for Ross.
Kohler makes another observation. He says he wants both to work together. So maybe Chris Greer is sharing some of this blame right here, guys. We are looking, for some hidden nuggets, and maybe that is something to keep your eye on, especially.
And also the thing is, remember, Flores, Greer knew Flores.
Yes, no, listen, that was a Greer hire all day. It was a first candidate, a want to candidate. It seemed like that was definitely there. But Greer has hitched his wagon to Flores. And dude, listen, man, we usually see the GM get fired as well. It's a turnover process. Chris Greer got his shot, and his shot was wrong because it blew up in his face in more ways than one. Let's get back to the video, guys.
From a performance standpoint, how would you assess what Chris Greer has done in order for you to say that his job is satisfactory?
Well, I think if you look at our roster, we have a very fine, I think, an excellent roster of young players. This was all done in the last 3 years. We had a old aging roster before that was leading us nowhere but to mediocrity. And I think that if you look at our roster today, you see our salary cap and the players we have, I think we're well suited for the future.
Well, here we go right there. That sounds like a pretty good endorsement for Chris Greer, Batman. What do you think?
I mean, no comment.
Hey, that was the biggest shot he may ever fire. The team was old and leading to nothing but mediocrity. That was just shots fired. Bye.
Listen,
he actually, I think that was a shot at Tannenbaum.
Of course it was, bro. It was too. But you know what? Chris Greer was in the building, and
that was the whole past regime.
Yeah, and you know what though? It's good to see that. Listen, this guy is a self-made man. I don't know if you guys know a little bit about Chris Greer, or excuse me, about Stephen Ross, but he became a billionaire, and while he worked. He was like a pizza delivery guy working his way through college. Self-made. He's not a guy who inherited money. He's someone who made his money, and he don't take no shit, man. You see him; he's over here fighting back. This is a boxing match of wits, and it's the part we definitely love about him. I wish he had a little bit more success in this football team as he's had in his business endeavors. I'm not ready to get my pitchfork out completely, but it has been sharpened, and I do have, I still got to go buy a couple more, torches to light, but it is on the list because I'm prepared to go pretty far with my conspiracies on this channel over here to the dysfunction that has gone on in this thing. What's up, Mike? Before I play the video,
MC's being really quiet because Alabama is down 19-18, 3rd and 12, 7:21 left in the fourth. They've got the ball on their own 21-yard line, and this is about to get Georgia might be able to do it.
Yeah, he did. He said you're quiet because Alabama's struggling, brother. What's going on? Oh, no, we got a little.
Must have got worse.
What's going on? What's going on?
Yeah. It's 4th and 12.
Fourth down.
How much time's left?
7 minutes and 12 seconds.
7:17.
All right. Well, there's plenty of time left, man. There's still time left. This is college ball, guys. All right, let's get back to the video.
Barry Jackson, Miami Herald.
Hi, Stephen. Did you ever end up speaking to Deshaun Watson? I know there was a report that you were granted permission, and do you plan to explore acquiring Watson again this offseason?
I have no plans. It will be up to the head coach in terms of what he does with the quarterback. Tua, as I said before, I have a lot of confidence in Tua, but it's really going to depend who the next head coach is and the direction that he wants to take that position.
All right, hold up. I'm cracking up over here. I got to replay this one, guys, because first of all, thank you, Barry Jackson, for the amazing shot. The question I wanted to know, something I mentioned earlier about it. Let's play it again one more time because I was cracking up during it. It's because all right, just let's play it again one more time.
Acquiring Watson again this offseason.
Really quick.
Deshaun Watson. I know there was a report.
Barry Jackson, Miami Herald.
Hi, Stephen. Did you ever end up speaking to Deshaun Watson? I know there was a report that you were granted permission, and do you plan to explore acquiring Watson again this offseason?
I have no plans.
Okay, now doesn't it sound like I have no comment right there? That's what I thought he was about to say. I have no plans on answering that question, Barry. That's exactly what I thought he was going to say. I plead the fifth. Am I right? I plead the fifth. And then tell me he doesn't then, after firing Brian Flores, listen, after firing Brian Flores, he takes the body and throws it into a freaking I-95 traffic, bro, at 5 o'clock at rush hour. He just throws the body. It goes with the coach. He talked to the guy, talked to the asshole that just got fired. Sorry, I got to keep going. Let's finish it up. Hold on a second.
It will be up to the head coach in terms of what he does with the quarterback. Just Tua, as I said before.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, that's all I heard. All I heard was zero endorsement for Tua.
Did you hear what he said though, Batman?
I did.
You heard what he said, right? What I'm talking about up to this point.
Up to this
Did you hear what I said? Tua is on the chopping block, guys. Don't make it.
Be.
He definitely is, bro. Tell me he's not on the chopping block.
He did not endorse him the entire time.
Mike, just listen to what he just said because he started to say something. And then he said something else. Just pay attention real clearly here.
You end up speaking to Deshaun Watson. I know there was a report that you were granted permission, and do you plan to explore acquiring Watson again this offseason?
I have no plans. It will be up to the head coach in terms of what he does with the quarterback. Just Tua, as I said before, I have a lot of confidence in Tua.
Listen, they're shopping for this head coach, and Tua is not safe. It is up to this head coach with these draft picks. I know they've reached out to Brian Daboll, but it sounds like to me that they've got other coaches in mind, and that's why I went back to Harbaugh a little bit. I know everyone's like, no Harbaugh, no this, no that, but for Stephen Ross to literally fire Flo and as a business perspective, not have that in his back pocket, give away a chip at the bargaining table where now when I interview someone for this job, they know I need them for the position. I've got no one. And the longer this sheds out, the longer this goes out, the less leverage you have. And this is about business, bro. What, Mike?
Do you know what I heard? The whole time? It's going to be what we've heard all season. Tua is our quarterback. We are moving forward with Tua as our quarterback.
That is
and it's all a bunch of BS. Like,
well,
he didn't endorse him at all. Brian Flores never endorsed him. Brian Flores did what he was supposed to do because he didn't want to lose his job.
I'm not sitting here crowing for Brian Flores. I hear a little bit of both, but I really heard there that nobody is safe.
Yeah.
Nobody is safe. And again, we didn't see Chris Greer today. We might see everybody out of this bad boy, which is kind of why we went with a little bit of what Mike was saying about Aaron Rodgers.
Hey, can I just add something before the video just so we could laugh? Because I'm dying too when I saw this picture. And it has nothing to do with what we're watching, but it's a picture of Jesse Davis blocking Flores when the fight with Cincinnati. This is the only time Jesse Davis actually blocks somebody.
Who sent you that? Do you have that saved in your phone?
Somebody just sent it to me.
Listen, send that to. You should tweet that, bro. You need that in the tweet. Tag me in that. I will retweet that. That is a good shot. Nice, bro.
Hey, Batman, what's your Twitter handle?
No way.
It's Batman 2423.
It's right there in the dealio.
Let me see. I think it's MIA. Let me see.
Well, let's see if we can get it up there. Look at that. There it is right there. You see it?
Where?
underneath your name. It says Batman 2423.
Yeah, but I think I have an extra thing on it because I couldn't have that name. Yeah, it's Batman 2423 MIA.
Gotcha.
I'll put it up. I'll post it up like once we finish with the show.
Oh, I found you.
That's hilarious, bro. That's hilarious, bro. That's hilarious. Alrighty, all right, man. Let me get back to this video, guys.
Oh my god, that was hilarious, Batman. I love this, bro.
Dude, I mean, straight up blocking. You need to tweet that and then hashtag fins up and watch that bad boy go viral, bro. Because I'll tell you what, everybody's looking for a good laugh because even Brandon came out all somber and stuff because now we have more uncertainty than what we thought we had uncertainty.
Quarterback, just Tua, as I said before, I have a lot of confidence in Tua, but it's really
Chris, we can't see the video. We can't see the video.
Oh, hold on, buddy.
The direction that he wants.
My fault.
Hi, Stephen. Did you ever end up speaking to Deshaun Watson? I know there was a report that you were granted permission, and do you plan to explore acquiring Watson again this offseason?
Did you rewind it back?
No plans. It will be up to the head coach in terms of what he does with the quarterback. Just Tua, as I said before, I have a lot of confidence in Tua, but it's really going to depend who the next head coach is and the direction that he wants to take that position.
Marcel, ESPN.
Hey, you can make a meme out of him right now.
Marcel, we're having trouble hearing you.
That's a good meme right there.
Yes.
What would the meme be?
It would be Scarface when he's sitting at the table. You put him right there in place of Scarface, right at the table. A Black Monday hits you like. Black Monday hit you like, and then bam, there you go, dude. Told you, bro. I got gold coming out of here, man. There's humor. I look at everything funny as hell. Look at that. Sitting there right in front of the table, all slumped over, pissed off, about ready to have a gunfight. He's in a gunfight right now. Look at him. He knows he is. This is the media. He fired his coach. He's pissed. Dude, I mean, he's got to be pissed as hell. This is not what this guy wanted, guys. I know.
I was gonna say that too. Yeah,
it's not.
He looks beat up. He looks beat
sucks,
up and
man.
defeated.
He looks like Tua did in the last press conference.
You know what? You're absolutely right, Mike. It looked disheveled, and I know we're having a good laugh here, man. But this sucks. I feel bad for Stephen Ross at times, and I take my own shots at him. But damn, dude, this is an older guy that's really doing what he can. He's just. Dude, I can't even believe that I'm finding out about the pettiness of Flo.
Big pass interference on Alabama. Gave him a first down on 3rd and 12.
If Batman, I'll be interested to hear the reports come out because players will talk, things will get leaked. If Flores was getting so petty as to put together a bad game plans on offense, and I get it was defensively schemed. But damn, dude, I hope that ain't true, bro. I hope
without throwing anybody under the bus, without trying to because I know there's a lot of stuff we can't say when we hear them.
Yeah,
I do want to say this, and you guys can put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah,
without mentioning the player.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say it was one of our first round draft picks this last year. He came out and spoke to people within the team. I'm not going to say yes or no to who the player is. I just will say that this player said that Flores was a dick. He really was. And it's a player that got drafted first round this year by us. And he says internally within the team, I know you guys don't see that outside from the outside perspective, but he really is an asshole.
Yeah.
He did say that.
What are you doing with the? Yeah, all right.
Yeah,
relax,
we
got it, brother. We got it, brother. We got it.
I got one thing. I got also something to say. Did you guys know that Brian Flores tested Tua for?
Yes,
I heard that.
Yeah, found that out on
I think I heard that
this morning.
I think it was cock blockers that we heard. That
hey,
I think it was.
Hey, here's another thing, real quick. And this is public knowledge now. It's already been deleted. I literally went back through every single comment.
On there,
Yeah, that Devontae Parker was talking mad shit about.
Hey guys, we got somebody popping in here. It's Color commentary coming in here. I've been waiting for Color to pop in. Hey Color, real quick, brother. I got your email. I'm glad you popped in because I wanted to tell you face to face. Gonna have that taken care of for you and have it sent over, man. I'll communicate with you through email. All right, man. I'm glad that you won the contest, man. Thank you so much for participating. It's really great to know that it got that Color really. He won the contest. He watched it, and he had to really watch a lot because the contest. He won the free Madden.
Nice.
And he watched through the episodes to get the things in. And thanks a lot.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
And Color, I don't know if you guys see.
Real quick, is my volume okay? Because I haven't really set everything up.
Sound loud and clear.
Tweaked it
Sound
enough.
great, Color. You sound perfect, brother. Sound perfect, man. So, Color, before I get back to this video here, man, how do you feel about the team letting Flo go? And now, because Color, I think you and I kind of agreed that Tua was going to be moved on from, but now and this happens a lot, especially in this organization. Mofos get fired, and then the real story comes out, and not that.
Oh, hang on! It's 26. It's 25-18. Georgia just went up. 3:33 left.
Hold on, there's a flag on the play. Flag on the play.
Yeah, it's a face mask on the defense. Illegal hands to the face.
I'd go for 2 and put the game away right here.
MC is defeated. MC looks defeated.
Oh man, dude!
You want
I
to
wish
beat the
TV
best?
Was getting
you want to beat the best? You go for 2 right here and put it away.
Bro.
Chris, do you think that right now Kenny Stills and Mika Fitzpatrick are looking like geniuses right now?
Or what?
About what they? Mika Fitzpatrick
that is
and Kenny Stills are looking like geniuses right now. Because they called it 2 years ago.
I don't know, but yeah, I do see a correlation that
maybe they were right.
That
Maybe
alpha male players like Kenny Stills. And listen, I didn't like Kenny Stills leaving. I thought it was funny that Flo, played around because I kind of play rough in that way. You don't like me poking at your wound, I'm gonna poke you there until you explode, and then I calm you down and then try to help you get over whatever self-consciousness you had. That's kind of my whole deal, guys. I know I play dirty sometimes, but I mean well, man. And but I thought I seen that out of Flo, but that's obviously not what it was. It was obviously just him being an asshole. Yeah. And for a supreme talent like Mika Fitzpatrick, and by all accounts, one of the greatest, one of the greatest. I've seen him very well in his outside the field work, and I don't get to judge these guys on their character so much, but I do take notice to things that they do outside of football, and I put a lot of faith in those things. And for Minka to just choose to be away from this team, I think we all thought it was probably him just not wanting to be a part of a rebuild, but now it seems that it was something else.
Yeah, hey, Batman, bottoms up.
Oh, appreciate it.
I got another
nice
one.
Brother. Nice, brother.
I gotta get another one.
Oh.
So, Color, as to what we were saying, I added context in a long roundabout way. What's the feeling right now, Color?
Well, I'm actually when I saw it, I mean, obviously you always have that in the back of your mind, when you're a 9-8 team, but I was absolutely shocked. Absolutely shocked. Not surprised. I mean, it's the NFL, but my only thing is that, especially after this is the first time I've watched the Ross presser myself too. And I mean, it's obviously gifted political doublespeak all over the place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And but if you were to kind of
Lakers all days here.
If you kind of just, what I like to do when somebody's talking like that is just take them for their word. And so what he's really saying there is he wanted the GM and the head coach to work together. They're not. Now, whether he's holding Greer culpable for that too, we don't know. We're going to know a lot more once we get our new head coach, because if it is a star.
All right, MC. See you, brother.
I'm sorry, bro. I'm so sorry, bro. I know you're hurt.
MC.
Hey, the game ain't over yet. So don't
That's
say
true,
sorry
brother.
yet.
That's true. MC, if they come roaring back, brother, I expect you to see you hop back in here and celebrate.
Bro.
Get back in, brother. All right, bro.
So if they end up getting let's say what we'll call an elite or a star head coach,
amen.
Then they're really, I mean, that particular Ross would be trusting that particular coach to either roll with Tua or roll with something else. And what he just basically said there was, I'm tying the job of the head coach to the success of the quarterback.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
But
ultimately,
he also said that the quarterback is up to the next head coach.
Right. Well, that's what I mean. What I kind of put the cart before the horse. What he first said was that that it's going to be the coach's decision as to what to do with the quarterback or about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yet we know that ultimately Flo didn't have that flexibility. Otherwise, he either believed in Tua, which he should be fired for anyway, or he didn't have the power to do anything about Tua, which means he was always going to be a fall guy. Unless he could find a way
Color is
to coach
in depth here, brother.
Unless he could find a way to coach Tua to the point. If Tua is uncoachable, then that's an issue. But I think what Ross is holding out for is he's not convinced that Tua is not coachable.
Color, I gotta say, brother, in depth in the layers, no one can argue with that because you got to think about it in Brian Flores' perspective, and that is a great perspective to have because
and that all being said, a new head coach, if he brings in a star, he's going to have no doubt that if Tua is the guy we roll with, then that guy is either going to be right about it or he's going to be able to coach him up to that point where we're winning, and if he can't, he's going to suffer the same fate as Flores. Now, how can he control who that quarterback is if Greer is in the picture? And that's why right there, what he's really saying with the doublespeak is there needs to be cooperation.
Yeah,
if I bring in a star head coach, then that cooperation is by giving him full GM power, which he learned as the Patriot way. Remember, his words were, we can't keep doing the same thing over and over again. So he brought in Flores to show us what the different type of coaching is that got all of our guys back in order. Okay. Now he's going to show us, hey, Flo isn't the guy to give full control to like a Belichick, even though he came from Belichick. He's going to have to vie for that control somewhere else at another organization. We're going to bring in a star, and now we're going to let that star head coach use the Patriot way, which is full GM control, full autonomy on the player.
I think that's the only way Harbaugh comes. I think that's the only way Harbaugh comes.
I gotta say, man,
that's the only
way.
That
is
the only thing that I can rationalize this decision. For me to cope, that's the only thing that makes logical sense to me.
Hey, real quick, I want to say something before I want to get back to the interview. But Kohler, you need to just jump on as a team member of the Fins Tailgate. Your voice is absolutely golden.
I know,
Bubba.
man, bro. Look, we need to get you to hop in more. I know you don't come in all that often, dude, but you're not. First of all, your perspective is amazing, and your humor is off the hook.
Yeah.
But most importantly is that
I
voice.
get in a lot of flame wars.
How about that voice, man?
Hey, I tell you one thing though, that you make some awesome points, and I like those points. And
well, it's just bringing I'm into politics, so it's just bringing my political perspective to what is ultimately
I do business. I got a little bit of business perspective. We got a little political.
Because think about this. You bring in your starter coach, and you give him the whole roster decisions. This and that. You let him pick the GM. I'm sorry. You let him pick the players. This and that. And it turns out, and if the turnover is better than what we saw with Flo,
Alexander, just 1 second, dude. Just 1 second.
Yeah, go ahead.
Pick 6 by Georgia. The ice the game. Did that just happen?
Yeah.
Just happened. The game is over. Georgia just won, guys. It's done for. Go back on Alexander. I'm sorry, buddy.
No problem, man. I always gotta say, Bob, good for Saban. Ever since 2006, 2007, I'm not gonna be a double coach.
It's the Saban Breeze curse. It's a double time curse.
Yeah, but you know what? It's good to give them a little.
Hey, I got a question. Really quick. Are we the last team? And this goes on to something that Kohler was saying. Are we the last team to take a chance on a Belichick disciple because obviously to this point he hires a bunch of guys that are good coordinators that are shitty head coaches.
No.
So,
no, that'll never end.
Once Flores is able to. Well, real quick, if I could answer this real quick, if Flores is able to muscle in with another organization to full GM control, he will succeed. There's no doubt in my mind.
I give so they need full autonomy to be able to be successful.
What I think really happened here at its root was that's what Flores was vying for, and Ross said not here.
Yeah.
All right, let's play.
Let's get back on color. I don't know.
Hey, that's
because Greer gave him complete control of the 53.
No,
did he though? Because look at those picks. I seen that counted at that table.
I mean, full control. Yes, I don't like Tua in training camp. We're getting Watson in here.
I'll tell you the reason why. This is the reason why I think Greer gave complete control to Flores for the 53-man roster, because Flores wanted to go young on the O-line. He wanted to go young on the O-line. He wanted Eric Flowers out of here. He did not want Tate Harris here. He did not want Kyle Van Noy here. He went in and got Jacoby Brissett, which is his guy. Justin Coleman, his guy. Okay?
But from what I understand, Greer would have still had to sign off on every
they both had actions for who they wanted on the players.
Yes,
hold on, guys. Let's get an instant reaction, bro.
Oh no. See.
MC, sorry to laugh at you. Mike, don't laugh at you. But I mean, listen, bro, this team's won enough damn shit in their lifetime, okay? And I'm not a Georgia fan by any stretch of the imagination, but to watch Alabama not win is nice.
This is like New England losing to Green Bay in the Super Bowl.
Let
me ask you guys this. Does this, and I know the answer I'm gonna get, but does this open the speculation of Saban maybe coming back? Maybe coming to the Dolphins again?
No, it definitely does not.
No.
Now that he lost?
No, it does not.
Batman, don't be doing that. Don't be doing that. Don't be doing that.
Look, you shocked MC so much, done froze his whole deal up. What?
I think he was the last one. He was the last one that had full control of a roster. He had,
but he had no control over anyone on the roster, guys.
No,
let's get real,
Batman,
dude. He almost got beat up.
Batman, check private chat.
What do you guys? What do you guys not?
Hold on, Alexander. What's that?
I was gonna say, what do you guys? What do you guys believe? Don't believe that Flo had complete control of the 53-man roster of the final 53.
It's been reported that it was a 50-50 deal.
Not just that, man. Look, the Raekwon Davis pick was a pound for the table. I mean, I kind of wonder if the Igbenogany pick was a pound for the table, and maybe there's a little.
I'll tell you the reason why. I don't think Iggy. First of all, I don't think Iggy's a bust. Okay, I still. Believe
I never said that. I never said that.
No, I know. I'm just saying, but because he hasn't seen the field because he has X and Byron Jones ahead of him.
And that's money on the field. You can't keep money on the sidelines. Yeah, that's business.
You can't, exactly. I agree. Yeah. I agree. The thing is that was the pick as a just in case pick.
But this team is in no position to have just in case picks. And if that's a just in case pick, they should have spent it on a lineman or on a running back, and that would have been the right thing to do with Tua. And because that's a pick, in the
first round.
It doesn't matter. Jonathan Taylor did, and I'm pretty sure Jonathan Taylor looked good.
He would look
good.
Not believe that.
I got that. But listen, when you're building an RPO and you take a fallback growth guy, then listen, I think Iggy's going to be good, and I get it. But they got money in front of Iggy, and they weren't going to play him. I don't know why you took a developmental guy when you need talent on the field right now to protect your quarterback, and they didn't do that. And you know what? Doubling down on tackle wouldn't have looked so dumb if one of them worked out and Austin Jackson didn't. Now it looks really bad. That whole draft
Eichenberg hasn't worked out yet either, bro.
Listen, I like Eichenberg.
I still believe Austin Jackson has a future at guard.
I'm not saying give up on Austin Jackson, but I'm saying it wouldn't look so bad if one of them had time to sit and the other one was doing better, or both were growing right now. You know, I mean, especially for Tua, an injured quarterback that you drafted. Number one, a smaller quarterback by admission by anyone who's got eyeballs. And so, I mean, it would have been just a smart play rather than taking a defensive corner that you've got depth in when you got freaking Nick Needham. I don't give a damn. Good luck taking a job from Nick Needham. That boy ain't going nowhere,
baller, bro.
But Nick Needham is a man. He's versatile.
Chris, it's funny. Chris, good point on that. But here's the thing: Iggy cannot play in the slot. He can only play the boundary.
I got that. So that's a pseudo safety almost,
Yeah, and I tell you, remember also he's a converted receiver. He's a converted receiver to corner too.
Right.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't you take something for your young injured quarterback when you're trying to build an offense? And if you're a defensive minded guy, you try to put assets into the offense because we've seen you make mincemeat out of shit when you had a blown up team on defense with a veteran QB that made magic happen at times. You know what I'm saying? It was.
I want to answer that question from Cap, guys. And he's asking all of us. Yeah, so he asked, do we all 7 want Harbaugh? And I'm gonna tell you right now, the only way I want Harbaugh is if he's not convinced Tua is the guy.
I don't care if he thinks Tua is the guy or not.
I have I trust Harbaugh enough that
that's what I was just gonna say. If he brings his staff and I'm looking at a plan, that's what I want to see. I don't give a damn.
And if a guy like Harbaugh came to me and said, I'm wrong about Tua and my eye test is wrong and shows me he can win with him, then I'll eat all my crow. I can't, whatever. 100%. I'll grill it up.
Hey,
let's put some jerk seasoning on the crow and go to town, man.
I sucked on the crow when it came to Tom Brady because I was like, nah, it's Bill.
Man,
and then he went and did what he did last year. And my best friend made me eat the crow over and over and over again because now I will tell you Tom Brady's the GOAT. But yeah, back to the interview.
All right, guys, let's try to watch this video. It's the longest 5-minute video of all time.
Steven, with your comments about the state of this roster's talent level, what more do you think that this roster can accomplish as currently constructed?
Well, I think one, it's the roster. It's the way the organization functions, communicates together. And I think that really is very important in building a winning football team and sustaining that over the long term.
Who was that? Was that the guy from ESPN? Because it sounds like to me,
I think so.
It's a roundabout question to really get some depth on how he believes is
in a nutshell.
It's Chris Greer.
I have a quick question for the panel.
What's up?
I have a quick question for the panel. Do you guys believe that Marino had a say in this? Also,
good question.
With Flo,
not when Jimmy was there.
We'll know as soon as Peterson gets here.
Oh, you're talking about now.
Doug Peterson. He wants Doug Peterson to back up Marino. He's a smart man, Mr. Kohler.
I really do think Peterson would be, if we got him, it would be like a proxy through, like that would be Marino speaking.
Listen, if
proxy.
Doug Peterson ends up over here, that has definitely got Marino's fingertips on that bad boy. Especially if we keep Tua and Peterson comes. Man, that'd be
and I just want to add to that real quick. And I think we're all, maybe it's just because, maybe I'm expecting more reaction to it than there was, but let's not forget that we're not just talking about he played backup quarterback for Marino and he wore a Dolphin uniform.
No.
He won.
Coached.
He
won.
Coached
good.
He won Don Shula's all-time record win, number 325 against Philadelphia.
Oh yeah, that is true.
There's a lot of history there with Doug Peterson.
Huge Dolphin floor.
Color
the guy
has
got it to the bone, man.
In the bag, bro. Color, you need to come back on here and spit some knowledge every now and again, bro. I didn't even think about those.
So we all agree that maybe Marino had a say in this thing. This thing with Flores.
I don't like to impose myself, and I've been kind of a shy guy, but I did.
Brother, man, I'm glad you're here, bro.
When I was a teenager, I did have a customer come through the McDonald's drive-thru and tell me I should be in radio.
Listen, you had that voice as a teenager, bro?
Yeah, I did this stupid thing and became a construction worker.
Yeah.
Listen, Color, I'm a construction worker, brother.
Well, I'm formerly. Now I'm an IT engineer, like a network engineer in the field. But I'm trying to stop having to drive around and work for a living. You know what I mean?
Listen, Color, holler at your boy, Color. Batman, what were you gonna say?
Hang on, real quick. Game over 33-18. Georgia beat Alabama.
Oh, wow.
33-18. What a score for Georgia to get up on Alabama.
No, Cap for Life was saying that color commentary, you got a voice, man. You do got a voice for radio.
Yeah, you do, brother. Yeah, you do. You need to stick around.
Well, I appreciate the sentiment, guys.
Oh, brother, we love to grow our friends and our fans, man.
I want to answer Alex's question. I'm on the fence about it. It's a really good question because he's had his hand in a lot, and he is the special advisor now. So he does. I believe he has a say in a lot of the direction we're going. I'm wondering, and this is why I hate to answer this question because part of me believes that Marino really is a Tua guy, and I have my thoughts about Tua, but at the end of the day, he's on the Dolphins right now, so he's my quarterback. So at the end of the day, I'm going to support him. I'm going to talk shit about him, but I'm still going to support him because he's my quarterback. But if Dan had a say in this, then I truly believe Tua is the quarterback that they're going to go with for the future because I think he really does like Tua. And if Flores was butting heads with his player, his quarterback that he's endorsed, and maybe the first person he's endorsed since he didn't play here. So if Flores was at heads with his quarterback, then yeah, maybe he did have a say in this, and that's why we're going the way we're going. But at the same time, all that means is that Marino believes that Tua can do it and that the right head coach can help him do it. But at the same time, I have no faith in this organization to make the right decision. I wish I could sit here and say differently.
So not to cut Mike off real quick, but I got my guy BH in the back, and he's working on a little bit of stuff for Mike on his show on Drop the Mic. And one of the taglines we're gonna have in there is that drop the mic, Mike on the mic. He won't bite your ear, but he'll bend it.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
I mean,
that's
brother,
pretty good.
That is good. Am I right, brother?
Catchy.
It's catchy. It's funny, and it's pretty good.
It's really catchy.
It's
it
good,
rolls
isn't
off the tongue.
It does, brother. MC, brother. I mean, it didn't break right for one of the best teams to ever do it in college. I mean, we all are crying a tear in some way that we didn't get to see Alabama just charge and take it all over again. How do you feel, brother?
Shut your mouth. I ain't crying.
Brother, are you kidding me? I don't want to hear none of this stuff. You got to be able to, my sarcasm is very good, brother. Very good. Okay. I have shed no tear for Crimson Tide. I
mean, it was more respectable than the score suggests.
I don't know. That 33-18 is going to be on the head of every headline and go, Georgia's the greatest team ever.
But the score never tells the story, and I'm going to let MC get to it. But it was a pick six when Alabama was trying to force it to get back into the game. They had to score twice.
Let me tell you something. Georgia did deserve this championship all season long. Usually, if I was 8 years old, I'd be crying right now, but I'm not. I am tearing up a little bit.
Yeah, you've had like 22 championships since then. So
and I'm going to tell you, Georgia has basically played teams that Alabama has played all season long. Georgia has been dominant, just chip on their shoulder, ready to play some smash mouth football. Alabama,
they weren't ready.
We've been lucky to get a win all fucking season long. Think about it. We played Florida, barely won. Arkansas, their ass, barely won. Auburn, look at that ass, barely won. I don't know how we beat
Georgia. Shots fired at Auburn. That was a good game, bro.
It was, but we should have destroyed
Auburn. My boy Big Kev was at the game, and he got to meet somebody at the game that he got to hang out with. I'll let him tell that story. I'll let him tell that story because it's one of the biggest names in Auburn right now as a connection over there for a little bit of Auburn basketball. But anyhow,
hey guys, I just wanted to say thank you for having me on. I'm jumping
Batman.
off.
Hey guys, if you're watching and you're on, make sure to check out Batman over there, nice Miami Sports Fanatics.
We got a show. We got a show on Wednesday, and then I believe we're gonna do the show tomorrow on Fins Nation Miami, on Miami Football Talk. We haven't confirmed yet, but for sure we'll do our show on Wednesday. Appreciate you having us. I know Gio was able to get on for a little bit today. Hey, much love to everybody that came on, supported. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe here,
listen,
guys.
I'll look for you on Fins Nation.
Real quick before you leave.
Yeah, I look forward to you on the panel.
But when is Gio going to release the reason for the celebration?
Soon. He's been fighting for this for 2 months, so he's been fighting for this. So hopefully it works out for him. I found out when he went on live with you. We spoke on the phone and he didn't tell me anything. So I found out when he had the cohiba, and I was like, wait, what's going on? Wow. So hey, that's good, man. Much love. That's my brother. So appreciate it.
we'll see you back, brother. Thank you so much for coming in, brother. Tell Gio.
All right, bye. Have a good night. Stay safe, my friend.
MC, I know you look disheveled, brother. You want to say some final thoughts, or are you gonna hang around for a bit? Because I'm gonna play this video.
I'll hang around.
All right, good deal, brother. I that's good. I wanted you to stick. So
I need to select your channel. I haven't done that yet. Ooh, I meant to mute myself. Oops. My bad. I'm gonna do it right now, though.
All right, go ahead, dog. All right, let's try to do this video, guys. It's been going on for 2 hours.
It sounds like this had as much to do with maybe communication issues or compatibility off the field as it did performance on the field.
Well, I mean, I think, if you look at it, it's really communication and collaboration. And I don't think there's any organization in this country that, unless you have excellent communication and collaborative efforts within the whole organization, that you can really win and sustain yourself in the long term.
Dave Hyde, Sun Sentinel.
Your thoughts on Jim Harbaugh, and do you have a coach in mind as you made this move?
I have no coach in mind at this point. We're going to, do a thorough, review and interview process, and that Jim Harbaugh. I love Jim Harbaugh. He had the opportunity.
Do you have?
Pause that.
Gotcha,
Pause
brother.
that. Yeah. So here's my point. This is on something you said earlier, Chris. He just told. I know this is a press conference, smoke screen, whatever you want to say, but he just told you that he doesn't have a plan in place and that this was a rash decision or a last second decision because they don't have a plan in place. And if he's real and that's truth, then that shows the ineptitude of him.
Man, I wish Batman was still here because I would have loved to have asked him.
Mike, I don't agree with you there.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of smoke screening going here. But if that's the case,
if
Mike,
that's true, then I'm right for hanging my flag upside down.
But then again, color.
Here's the thing.
Go ahead, Alexander.
Go ahead, Chris. Sorry. Go ahead, Chris. I'm sorry.
Okay.
And then I'll go. Go ahead.
Here's the thing. I kind of wondered to myself if he did fire him and there is no plan in place, then damn, dude, maybe Flo did do something very disrespectful to the owner for that to happen.
Exactly.
Because I look at, look at how he's just doing this interview. Ross is successful in business and he's pretty smart in this interview. And if he fired a guy without to give up leverage at a bargaining table with no plan in place, that's not a business decision. That's a personal decision. Mm-hmm. And I gotta kind of wonder. I'll keep my ear to the ground on that because if some stuff starts rising up, the fact that that's the case, and actually we won't even need to hear it if this drags out and these coaching hires don't start coming through the door and we don't start seeing people interviewing for this team. We're gonna put 2 and 2 together, and I expect to see Chris Greer here soon too. If we don't see him in the next couple, he better be working. He better be working. Well, that's what I think, because I think he knows as well as we all do. Ross just fired this coach, and if it is an act of passion, where there's no plan in place, Chris Greer is ready to get his head lopped off too, and then he'll just take care of it his damn self. So let's get back to the video.
Have a coach in mind as you made this move?
I have no coach in mind at this point. We're going to, do a thorough, review and interview process, and that Jim Harbaugh. I love Jim Harbaugh. He had the opportunity once before to come to the Miami Dolphins, but he's at the University of Michigan, as everybody really knows. I guess that's really one of my that is my school I graduated from, and I'm very involved in it. And I'm not going to be the person that takes Jim Harbaugh to the University of Michigan. I hope he stays there. He is a great coach.
Okay, well, he hopes he stays there.
Wait, he hopes he stays there, but where else would he go?
Well, Vegas. But here's my deal.
Right. But I mean, if he had anything to do with it,
but look how giddy he gets when he just talks about Harbaugh.
So I took interpersonal communication in college.
Like Kitty store. Like a kid in a candy
Yeah,
store.
but
Yeah,
I'm not.
Harbaugh
Yeah,
in my
no,
favorite school, he was
so,
excited, bro.
But I
Delight.
will
It
tell
was
you,
a look
but
of delight.
I will tell you this. That to me showed me he hasn't even talked to Harbaugh about this job. Because he was, as a kid in a candy store, going, "Oh, I'd love for that to happen," but he knows it's not. That's what that reaction gave to me. His snickering and his little giggle.
I don't
That
know.
shows me that he hasn't even talked to Harbaugh because he was
Mike,
like,
I'll
"Oh
have
yeah,
to
I'd love for
disagree
him to
with
be
you
here."
on that because I've seen a guy up to this point in an interview that's had
He
complete
smirked about
control.
Watson too. He smirked about Watson too.
Yeah, but I've seen him do the lingual, salsa, as they say.
I
And
just think that was a
literally,
genuine reaction. I think that was a genuine reaction.
oh no,
of,
it was genuine,
I'd
my
love
brother.
for him
It
to
was
be here, but I
genuine.
ain't doing that to Michigan. I ain't
It
doing
was-
that to Michigan. Oh my God, I would
Listen,
love it, but I
bro.
ain't doing that to
Ain't
Michigan.
doing that to Michigan.
Right,
nothing, bro.
but hear what he said. He said, "I hope that he does that he
Yep.
stays in Michigan," which means
Yep.
he's saying, "I hope he doesn't take ours or Vegas's offer."
I see. I think he's going to Vegas. I 100% think he's going to Vegas.
Bro, if he goes to Vegas,
it's a perfect landing spot.
Why would it be a
Literally
perfect landing spot? Where's
got,
his connection to Vegas? And the
no, you know what it is? It's the style of offense he
market.
likes to run.
And the
It's
market.
Josh Jacobs. It's Derek Carr who's going to listen to everything he has to say.
Bro, this owner's ready to give
monster.
over the keys to the kingdom right now.
I'm telling
Okay?
you, Harbaugh going to Las Vegas is I'm telling you, it's going to be the favorite in Vegas.
If Harbaugh
Guys,
goes to Vegas,
as a head coach, let me ask you this: as a head coach, where would you want to be?
The brand new stadium in Vegas.
Here.
Yeah, no,
No.
I'm picking Miami
Why?
every time.
Why?
No, because Vegas is all dude. Harbaugh is going to own everything in a stadium.
He's
that
not
just
wrong
got
about
built.
that. I mean, look
And
what they
he's
just did to
literally gonna be able
John.
to he's going to make that stadium. He's going to make that team. He's going to make Vegas, not Oakland. He's going to make Las Vegas relevant again. And it's going to be the first time. It's the first
He's
team.
got a point there,
I can
Alexander.
add some insight to that also.
Yeah,
I
think I understand, Mike. I get. Oh, go ahead, Color. My bad.
I was just gonna say that I know that we're talking. See, this is a billionaire we're talking about, and we're talking about people that are wheeling and dealing all over the place. You know what I mean?
Right,
So,
buddy.
but one thing I can say is that, he's also a big part of what's going on in the growth in South Florida right now too, and it has a lot to do with the legal issues with gambling right now, the fight in Florida that's going on.
There you go, brother. Preach away, Color. Preach away.
So here's the thing. If you look at a map right now, like Google Earth or Google Maps or whatever, you can actually connect the dots as to what the bigwigs are trying to do in the 954 and the 305 right now. Okay. And they have been on, like, what they're trying, the reason they're fighting the natives to get control of the gambling issue is because they really envision that corridor of the turnpike from the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino where the guitar is all the way to the stadium as one big, huge emporium, which is going to be known as the Vegas of the Southeast.
Brother, I am so happy that I am not the only man that sees what is happening. As you can see, Color,
it's a 10-minute ride from the guitar to the stadium.
I don't live in South Florida over on the East Coast anymore. I'm on Southwest Florida, but I was born in West Palm Beach. I seen what they did when I lived in West Palm Beach, when they bought up all that land right there off Flagler and turned it into where the Maserati dealerships are. I seen how they do them. I know how it works, and I understand how this business part works, and I see exactly what you're talking about because I'm telling you what, I'm in Southwest Florida, but I'm moving further south because I know where money's at, and I do construction as my day job as well, brother. I'm a flooring dude. So I understand how it works, and I know how the shore to the inland from this place works. And I see that there's a boom happening in these areas because we are getting betting live action. That's why you guys can find my boys, Brandon the Bookie, Big Kev. And you can find Oz, the Wizard of Oz, on our Cash and Tickets episode, guys, because I'm telling you, we got big plans around here, and I plan to go see the people over at the Hard Rock Stadium personally.
And the
I
key
plan
to
to go
those
walk on
floodgates
to
opening
the
up.
land.
The key to those floodgates opening up is the legalization of gambling in Florida.
Brother Color, the next step the next step is international, brother.
Right. And
international.
The reason there's a fight between them and the natives is because the natives doesn't want their revenues cut into by the state.
It's going to be sliced into, but you know what? Color? Business will continue because, as you know, I use the Hard Rock app, and shout out free to a Hard Rock app.
Did you all sign your DraftKings petitions, by the way? Everybody get their petition in?
Brother, I'm in on a little bit. I got my eyes in everywhere.
I'm gonna be doing a daily fantasy segment next season, a fantasy segment in general. But yeah, dude, stop in.
Yeah.
I've been daily for 10 years now.
Yeah, Mike actually makes a little bit of money this year on some fantasy on his stuff. We'll get to that on the other show. But hold on, Ennis is in here too. I'm gonna drop you in, Ennis.
Yeah, I really want to hear what he has to say, Ennis.
But honestly, bro.
Hey, real quick, because I'm gonna lose my signal.
Go ahead, Ennis.
I think you have to listen to what he said. I don't want to be the one to pull him away. Right? But if Harbaugh leaves, he's not pulling him away.
That's right.
Remember, he cares about that school, so he doesn't want to look bad.
Right.
I'm the guy that pulls him away.
Right. I hope he doesn't take my offer and stays in Michigan.
That's right. Goodness gracious. Ooh, I hope he doesn't land down here. Ooh, wow me. I mean, listen, he just chopped the head off of Flo, and there's a lot of good reasons to keep him, bro. And I get that there's some backdoor stuff, but it wouldn't be the first head coach with an ego and a desire to control. And you got to also remember these guys have their own PR teams, and the billionaires got the biggest and the best. So we are dealing with a lot of subcontractors inside of a business of other subcontractors that are all literally in a union. So it's literally the most diciest business plan, but damn if it ain't the best entertainment on earth. We love you, NFL.
Yeah, for sure. Like 100%. I mean, Alex, go ahead, Bubba.
No, he's just cracking up, dog. I'm gonna play the video again, man. I get on my rant.
Man. Yeah, it's the only true reality TV. Remember that.
It really is, brother. It really is, Color, and it is such a freaking sport to watch.
Before you play the video, Chris, the thing is that with the get back to Chris Greer for a minute. He's been around through all the dysfunction. All the way from the Wannstedt to the Philbin era to the Island era and the Sperano era. Why do you think he's been kept
Chris
on?
Greer fire Sperano?
No, but he was there.
No, he was part of the team. He was part of the team.
Well,
he's seen it all.
On a sidebar, before we all close, before you guys all sign off tonight, I don't want to go through it now because it's off topic. But before we all sign off tonight, or before you close your show, I would love to give my little soliloquy about the Hall of Fame coach, Tony Sperano. And yes, that's what I said. The Hall of Fame coach, Tony Sperano.
Done. Okay. All right, real quick. Alex, we've been spending a lot of time talking about Flo. We mentioned Tua a little bit. We mentioned Ross. We mentioned Greer, all that stuff. If you had... I need
I still got the video to finish up, but go ahead, brother.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's cool. No, you can finish the video. I'll ask him afterwards.
I wish Ennis could stay in the link long enough, man. I want to hear what some of his stuff is.
He's at work, bro. He's at work.
He's not at work. He's got his signals bad. I don't think he's at work.
He's late. Maybe not, but I thought he was at work late last night. Put it up.
Steve, you hired now 3 head coaches in the past. They've all been career assistants, none have been first-time head coaches. Is having a full first-time head coach, an experienced head coach, something that's important to you going forward, or would you consider coordinators?
I mean, we're going to look for the best man. Certainly having the experience always helps. But I'm sure, if we can believe we find somebody that's exceptional, that's been a coordinator or in some other position in football, I certainly, would look at that, very seriously. But our mind is open. We're just looking for someone that can work together in taking this roster and taking it to its next level.
Well, you heard that there. He said work together. So by the end of that statement, it sounds like Chris Greer's
exactly what I noticed.
Pretty safe in there.
Greer's not going anywhere.
Yeah, well, from that statement for sure.
South of Dean, USA Today.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Hey, Steve, was there any indications from any players on the roster or even Chris that, players did not want to play for Brian Flores or any other coaches on this staff?
I'm not going to comment upon that. I mean, different people rub people different ways, but I have to look at it in totality, and everybody has their own opinions. But that was not the reason.
All right, we'll take one more. Armando Salguero, Outkick.
Hi, Steve. You mentioned collaboration a lot during this time.
Armando.
What are the people that were in place to collaborate? And so I'm wondering what your responsibility for making that collaboration happen and your responsibility for having it fail.
Well, I'll take all responsibility. I am the owner of the team, and if it's not working, it's really up to me. And this is why, we're making a change. Good morning.
You know what? You seen how he looked up at everybody and looked everyone in the eye when he said that?
He looked up. The
first time he looked up, he made sure to look everybody in the eye, and he's always, got to respect Mr. Ross. Like I said,
I give him mad credit for that.
It's a lot to deal with. We certainly
now get a crowbar out and go fix the flat tires on your Mercedes, buddy.
Bro,
Thank you.
that he made. That's the thing. That's the problem.
Hey, Kohler, you weren't here earlier. Real quick, Chris, I don't mean to cut you off, but Kohler,
ahead,
what's your confidence level, 1 to 10, that we right the ship?
Perfect.
How much time?
Well, you got listen. This isn't a one. Give me the number and go ahead, rant it away, brother.
It's really hard to say anything. Our predictions are just so skewed right now until we know who our head coach is going to be. I mean, it's just.
But do you think they're going to hire the right coach?
Yeah, to hire he asked the question really was, how confident are you in who's left to get the coaching hire right?
I think there's enough star quality out there for us to get who we need. It really has to do with Ross defining insanity, and he defined it as constantly doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. And so what him saying about, hey, we might go with a coordinator or somebody that's never been a head coach, that's just like, hey, we're keeping our options open. But if he truly wants a Super Bowl ring before he dies, he has to make a star move. Like, it has to be somebody big.
You mean go all in Miami Heat
who's the guy, Color? Who's the guy, Color?
I mean, with what's out there, with what's been the rumors and all that.
Yeah. And
I mean,
I
don't blame them for going after, looking at a guy like Dable, but that may just be due diligence.
Mm-hmm.
If they just go out, if we end up getting a name dropped in our lap that nobody ever thought of, then we're not getting a ring for 10 years.
Wow. So your confidence level that even if they bring Dable in, that it's still probably not going to happen.
No, because Dable's been asked to interview by multiple teams. His point, I think, is that if all of a sudden we hire a guy that nobody was talking about all off season, then I agree with him. We're not winning. If you hire a guy that's been mentioned, or
even Harbaugh, everybody.
One of the things
if you hire a guy that's connected to a star quarterback, then I think we're okay. And but at the same time, that's why my confidence.
Yeah, but
is so low.
we've done that exact scenario too, though. We hired Adam Gase connected to a star quarterback, so we can't just go.
And that's what I was going to get at.
Go ahead, Claire.
That's what I was going to get at. Was that when I think the intention of Ross about, he's like being galaxy brained by bringing these people in that we've never heard of.
Yeah.
And it actually is it's what actually sold me on a guy like Adam Gase or a guy like Brian Flores, is you see this fresh approach.
But why couldn't
we
hire McVay? Why didn't we hire McVay? But you saw what they did. They hired McVay, and then they gave him as an offensive guy.
We weren't necessarily in the position we're in now in the bank account. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but when they hired Flo, in the way when even and you mentioned Gailey earlier, Mike, and stuff like that about Gailey and the long term. I looked at it in the LA perspective. Here is Flo, defensive minded guy, getting his defensive guys doing this stuff. If Gailey can just get a good offense together and then it can transition over time, kind of like how it did in LA. That's kind of what I thought was in our future. And now with Flo gone, it's definitely no.
It can't be a yes man for a Greer. It just can't.
No, it can't. But Greer, kind of in some way.
Yes man.
But I don't think Flo was a yes man at all.
No. Well, no, that's probably where the conflict started. You know what I mean? Like he's not that kind of guy. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah, but that's got to be a good thing though too, because then good conflict is brought in creativity. But man, I guess there was bad conflict there, obviously.
Dude, I'm telling you, the nail on the head was hit earlier.
Yeah.
Ross is going to use Greer to hire this coach. And if it doesn't work out, Greer's not going to be here, and it's Greer's fault. And Ross is the I didn't do anything wrong guy. I trusted my guy, and he gets to keep the team longer.
And since it's pointless for a head coach to hire his own general manager, he'll just get full GM control.
Go ahead, Alexander.
And that's
hold on, Mike. I want to hear Alexander. What's that?
It's been like that though, because Ross has stepped out of the. Ever since Ross gave the control to Greer, and this goes all the way back from the Adam Gase era. Ross has stepped out of the football picture, and he has not been involved with.
Alexander's right on the money with that because he has been out. He
has but there's reports. But there's reports that the only reason they took Tua was because Ross and Greer wanted him. Flores did not. So he stuck his head in. He stuck his opinion in. I'm not saying he's done it a lot.
So we could just be looking at a grumpy billionaire that just wants a third opinion,
bro.
On
color. That's on Twitter, color, and I seen you in there. You seen I had the pitchforks and the torches out because I was pissed, man. I was pissed because that's the only constant, and Brandon the bookie makes this constant. He says it all the time. He goes, listen, the only constant in this franchise, and Brandon, as a diehard football fan, diehard Gators fan, he'll have something on that later in the year. But he's only been a diehard Dolphins fan since he's been in my family. That's my brother-in-law, and so he's been a diehard Dolphins because, listen, you and my family, you better be a damn Dolphins fan, bro. He was kind of a Jacksonville fan. I said, I don't think so, dude. You can't be running around here as a Jacksonville fan in my family. You want to marry my sister? Get with the program. So he's been a diehard Dolphins fan ever since. So just letting everybody know how it goes.
Right.
Not that I can't have friends of other teams, but you can't be my brother-in-law and be a freaking Jags fan, dog. You can't do it, dog. And,
so I want to go ahead, Chris. My
Mike.
bad, bro.
Go
I was
ahead,
going to say,
Mike.
I want to ask one more question. I'm going to have to jump off here in a minute. But, Alex, I want to know right now, and I want Kohler to answer, and then, Chris, you finish it off, and then I'm going to step out. But, Alex, are there multiple options, or is there one option in your mind? How do we fix what we have right now? How do we fix it?
That's an in-depth question.
First off, you got to get the right coaching staff. Okay, you got to hire the right coach, and he has to learn how to put together a very good coaching staff. Then of course, once you get that settled in, you go out to free agency. You hit free agency. You build up your offensive lineman through free agency. Teron Armstead or Trent Brown, and you already have your center, your guard, or you already have your guard and your center, Robert Hunt and Michael Dieter, because I think Dieter can be a long-term answer at center. And you also have Austin Jackson at the guard, so you get one tackle, and then get a backup tackle as well, or backup center, and then you build through the draft with the receivers, And the main thing is this: you got to find a way to re-sign your guys like Agba.
Yeah,
you got to find a way to bring back Gesicki. Even though I have
Gesicki's
not
a liability.
100% on board with them.
I don't think so, man. He's been a good soldier.
That's exactly what I was going to say. That's exactly what I'm going to say. He can't block.
Yeah, if you put him on the field, they know we're passing.
But bro, listen, that's what I've seen from him on the field, and I've seen him out of position a lot. And although I liked a little bit of trickery from our OCs with him in the backfield off that angle, it was cool because it wasn't RPO style. For the first time all year, we saw a really good RPO from this offense.
Hey, I'm gonna dig deeper into Alex real quick. Really quick. Who's the coach?
Yeah.
Who's the coach?
And you can get outside the box too,
I
man.
think-
Like we can snag up an OC from somebody else if that's somebody you think.
I
that
just
would
want
work.
dream scenario.
Not dream scenario, because if we're going dream scenario, we're getting Don Shula's animated life back up here.
My dream scenario is go get Harbaugh from Baltimore.
Man,
Find
that
a way
would
to
be
trade for him.
crazy, bro. And you know
Okay,
what?
now
Baltimore's
color.
a little bit on the rocks right now, aren't they? With their whole quarterback situation, Caps in hell. We can figure out a way to make that work over here on the Fins tailgate. Color, what about you, brother?
How do we fix it, Bubba?
So my flippant answer, I stopped my camera so you can see my flippant answer. You know, the one, the no-brainer. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
And by the way, for anybody that's gonna come on and slam me like they do about about the offenses, let's say, and how I could support something like that. This is really a placeholder for elite quarterback. It's not a matter of who it actually is. You know what I mean? But that's who was talked about in midseason. Sure. So that's who I put on the avatar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that all being said, I don't believe in Tua. I've been on the record about that from the beginning.
You have?
Yeah, I absolutely. I gave him a chance, even when I didn't believe we should draft him. I said, you know what, they're showing me highlight reels. Wait, hold on a second.
Yeah, like 15
They're
throws
showing
a
me
year.
highlight reels of this guy. I'm like, okay, well, a decent coach and decent, team we can win with this guy. I don't necessarily think he's going to be what we thought we should tank for, but we can win with this guy. And so I've always been to the point where if the kid proves me wrong or the guy proves me wrong,
exactly,
I'm happy because we're winning.
Yep.
I don't care. Yep. I'm not afraid to be wrong about that kind of stuff. That's just stupid.
Bro, are you kidding me? I wish
that,
in some ways you were dead wrong right now. You know what I'm saying?
At the same time,
it became very quickly
clear to me.
I believe we can win with Tua.
I do as well, but it became very clear to me that very quickly that there are a lot of other people and I'll say now, even a lot of other coaches that could win with the roster we have right now. And what I would first say is if Flores was still in the picture and this wasn't an issue with head coach, anybody could win with an elite quarterback on this roster. An elite quarterback on this roster overnight wins us the AFC East championship.
I agree, 100%.
And so when I start, but that's just my opinion, and that's what I believe.
I think I know where you're going with this, Color, because that's kind of where I'm going to go with it.
Here's the thing: the moment I said one word about anything that Tua might be flawed in, I got told repeatedly that his issues are because of 52 other guys, an entire coaching staff failing him, the fans like me that don't like him, okay, and everything else. You know what I mean?
No, and
well, Color, and you've listened. Let me get mine in next, Mike. And
I just don't believe we're trash. You know,
but
I really don't.
Quick, who's
and
the
I don't think Ross believes we're trash either. That's his contention.
So, and Mike, didn't you ask Alex this? Who's the coach? Is that what the
coach? Who fixes it? Who fixes
it? That's why I can't really argue. You know, it's
who fixes it, Color? What head coach?
I see what you're at this point. Yeah, I believe at this point, whoever it is, I'm with Ross. I want a third opinion on not just Tua but my entire roster.
Yeah,
and I want that third opinion to be from somebody who has been to the dance.
Gotcha.
Name the candidates right now in the ether that have been to the dance.
If the if somehow the OC from Green
further.
Bay,
who's won the dance?
Doug Peterson's won the Super Bowl.
Who's won the dance?
That's right.
Jim. Doug Peterson is where you're going. I see where you're going.
Yeah.
Okay. And I know I keep harping on Doug Peterson.
You know what, man? You
know what I mean? But
I'm gonna have to look into that.
I'm gonna have to look into that too.
He took Nick Foles and beat the New England Patriots in the Super Bowl.
Good
Color,
point,
he's
Bubba.
been over
Good point.
throwing
Go.
darts.
That Eagles
Okay,
team is
throwing
loaded, though,
darts.
Color.
So if you're to ask me, if Ross does bring down the hammer on whoever and says no matter what, try to make it work with Tua, if you're to ask me who is in the ether that could take somebody who I don't believe in and
be
win a
good.
Super Bowl with him,
Yeah.
like all the two-and-ears think we can do,
It's Peterson.
it would be Doug Peterson.
I hear you on that.
Cow,
I'm gonna have to look into it. I
you know
haven't
what?
argued
Real
about
quick, and Mike, I'm gonna let you off, man.
And I don't even believe he can do it. I'm just saying, if anybody could,
I'll finish it up from here, Mike. Guys, be sure to check out Mike. Drop the Mike show Saturdays. We'll be releasing schedules and stuff like that as things come around. We got other plans, other guys, other things, and we also got some other stuff we might be talking about in the future. But I'll see you later, Mike. Holler at your boy, dog.
One more point to add to that.
Go ahead, Color.
Peterson also saw through the trash of Wentz.
Listen, I don't believe in Wentz. I still don't believe in Wentz. I never believed in Wentz. I do agree he is a great athlete. He could throw the hell out of a football long, but accurate, mid and short game. I've never seen somebody since Josh Allen those first 2 years dart somebody on a 3-yard pass like that, dude. Where like even the guy trying to intercept it, it was so effing hard he can't catch it, bro.
Would Nick Foles have choked yesterday the way the Colts did?
Bro, I don't think so.
He didn't. He won the Super Bowl against Tom Brady, so we know he didn't choke.
He's definitely not a choker. Ennis, what do you think?
Color.
Go ahead, Alex.
I was gonna say, Color. You know, the differences between that is the Eagles team was actually loaded. That Eagles team was loaded with talent, and their defense was really good.
That's a fair point, and I would only say to that point that
he's still the head coach of that defense.
Are still a 9-8 team with Tua Tagovailoa. We are what our record says we are.
Ain't no lie
We're
about that.
We're a 9-8 team with Tua Tagovailoa. However,
and if we can get Color a decent defensive coordinator, and Doug Peterson's got some people that he can turn to.
We have the largest cap space going into next season with more inflation to come.
Ennis,
we could buy 3 Deshaun Watsons and still load our offensive lineup.
Yeah, you're right about that, Color. Ennis, man. Hey, guys, for everybody looking, Ennis is showing off the new hat. I'm glad you got it, man. I sent that hat to Ennis, guys. I got some stuff I give out on the show
I was exaggerating, by the way, about the Deshaun Watson.
I know, brother. But I do want to get
I need some hats,
Chris. We're not that rich.
What's that, Alex?
I need some hats, Chris. Send me some hats.
I got you. I got some stuff scrolled around here, man. I got football cards. I got all kinds of good stuff that we give away. I mean, Color, you know, he won the Madden. So Alexander, I mean, maybe I got a little something. I mean, he won a Madden video game. We're sending it to him here in the next couple of days. Maybe there's something we can do around here to get you something, brother. I got
Hey, Alexander, who's doing the Zach Thomas dive in your avatar there?
Oh, that's Christian Wilkins when he was doing the worm.
Oh, okay. It looks like a Zach Thomas dive, man.
When he scored the touchdown against the Jets.
Right.
So, can I give a take before you close, Chris?
Yeah. I'm not closing right this second, but I definitely Ennis with what Color said, man, about Doug Peterson. If we keep Tua and Doug Peterson ends up the coach, which is definitely from out of left field, because honestly, that would be a very savvy move for a guy like Chris Greer if Doug Peterson comes walking through the door with what he's been able to do before as a head coach, and I think was ousted in Philadelphia. And we're going to see how that pays off for Philadelphia against the Bucs this weekend. But Ennis, what do you think about Doug Peterson coming in here?
I think you put him right next to Harbaugh. They both Super Bowl appearance quarterbacks. He won one. Harbaugh didn't, so let me correct that. But the veteran and leadership is proving their resume. So this was my thing. Besides Flo getting fired, like I said this before he got fired. because I was looking at it from this point of view. Like, okay, if he didn't want to, and my job, if I'm in that position, whether I like the quarterback or not, I'm going to build it to the best of my ability on that side. So even when I ride him till he shows me he can't do it, then I go to the people that wanted him and say, look, I did what you asked me to do. I coached this kid. I put everything around him, and he didn't do it. But you didn't do that. So, and then you disrespect the owner. Like, it's too many
Ennis, do
grievances.
you have? I didn't catch Reason's show, man. I gotta get popped in there on Reason next time. But did you catch Reason's show and hear about that stuff? What
I've
can
been
you
so
enlighten
I've
me a
been
little
listening to
bit? Shout
everybody's
out to
show at
Reason
work,
guys over at Fanatics. Guys, can check them out over there.
and this morning the stuff Reason broke was about the testing of Tua back in March. He's been holding that since it happened. Like, and
And he
he's been hearing this.
He always alluded to something about Flo's character in that he had something that he's waiting to be allowed to release. He said that for a long time. I've heard him back to back talking about stuff.
Yeah, he's been hearing that Flo was an issue since last summer. Last training camp this year, the beginning of training camp. Like, he's been hearing, but he couldn't say because he promised the person that he wouldn't.
Yeah, bro.
Indulge
You
that
only get
information.
good sources by being a man of your word.
Right. But Chris, this is the thing, like, we acting like we lost a Super Bowl playoff coach. Like, I understand he had 2 winning seasons, but when you hear the rumblings, like I said earlier, I don't know if I was clear enough because my signal. I have to credit the organization for ripping the Band-Aid off before it got worse. Like, we normally get to the toxic situation before we do make a move. This time they didn't wait for it to get toxic.
That's
true. So I'm optimistic. Like, what if we would have went this year and they would have just covered this all up, and then we would have had a messed up season, and then it come out this happened this year and nobody did nothing.
We've seen
Chris,
that
you would have been out
scenario.
here ready to. You'd have been ready to tear heads off, Chris.
Oh
you hear
my
me?
God. I wouldn't be here. The show would be outside live outside the stadium while I'm bitching out there with a megaphone getting crunk. Listen, guys.
So that's my point, Chris. Like, we gotta respect that we've seen them go in the sewer when we find out they could have did something in the past to prevent it, and they didn't. So now he's doing it. We want to. Oh God, we're worse off. No, why? He saw something. He said he called that conference and stood there and took the questions instead of hiding and make Greer take the questions.
I'm gonna say something in agreement, and then I'm gonna give you the pushbacks. That's kind of how I rock. In this with Flo at this point, I gotta say, dude, listen, I've gotten so sidetracked with my pushback. I gotta push back. I gotta also remain. Listen, the guy just got fired. Whatever little mountain out of a molehill you can make to discredit this man to justify the firing, that's definitely coming out too. So I do agree that there has been problems in testing your quarterback a bunch of times, as we heard and it was reported long ago. Remember when Tua posted those pictures and he was all jacked up looking, and then we heard about him getting tested? Obviously, we're putting the pieces together that was Flores that was the one doing the testing. So, and we also know that Tua's people at his facility that I can't remember perform. The names elude me right now, but those guys go to bat for their boy, and there's other games at play here on everything. So I gotta remain neutral.
But some reason did break today that when him and Tua and Flo got into it after the Tennessee game, and was going up on Godsey or whoever, Boyer, Tua stood up out of all the players and told Flo, you can't treat people like that. And it's a known player. He didn't say, because he was like, he didn't want to lose his source, that it was an incredible player, star player on a first rounder or a player on the team that said good for him for sticking up. Now, if a veteran does that, that tells you, like, it was too much out of control that a veteran said, damn, Tua stood up. Good for him. Like, what they didn't expect that from him. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
Like,
do.
they didn't even want to do it, but he did it.
You know what? And I heard the same source about the player in that aspect. I heard that news too. And I gotta say, man, I'm hoping that, like I said, brother, I gotta go through a filter on everything, because who wants what to get out to where to get what belief happening, especially now that we don't have that coach here. But if Tua did do that, then that's the kind of guy I want around, because I need a guy that is going to take this team and be the leader that I want. The problem in this, what I have is in that story, and I'm not calling the source that I got it from, which may be different than yours, and the fact that I'm hearing different sources to players and things like that means that there's always smoke to fire like that. You know what I'm saying? But I wonder to myself, why didn't Tua show that on the field when it was time for playing calls? Why didn't he just listen? And I said this on previous episodes. You guys can go back and watch it. When I was ripping into Tua and ripping into him good, I got to be honest with myself about numbers. I got to be honest with myself about performances. And then Flo might be calling a sabotaged completely game plan in some ways, and everyone might be dead on the money with that. But I also got to think, if you know you're being sabotaged, do something about it, bro. Like, I would never let someone take the fate out of my hand.
Draw a play in the dirt. Exactly.
Bullshit.
Draw a play in the dirt.
Get with your boys. Say, I ain't going to have this. This play call for this throw ain't going to work. We're running the football. And I'm not saying that that's to his nature, because I understand his upbringing and stuff like that. But if he did make the transition in that story being a true story, then I hope to see. Not only does he have the leverage, but I also hope to see more of that young man from here on out. And he needs to get out in front in a political way, in a business way, because they're shopping for a head coach. And if he wants to stay with this team, I expect to start seeing more of Tua's face in every capacity from this point on.
I'm here, Tua. I'll teach you how to throw a football, bro.
But I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this before it happens.
I mean like owning. I don't mean like he needs to learn how to throw.
Go ahead, Ennis. Get him.
Sorry, Ennis.
Nah, you good, Coach. But OJ McDuffie did say this a month ago. Somebody was interviewing. I don't know if it was Big O. It was somebody. He said, like, when the cameras, media are not there, you know, OJ McDuffie can go to the practices, ex-player. You know what I'm saying? Like that, you know,
bro, you see how OJ is? That's a guy you could talk to right there.
Yeah, he said it. He says he watched Tua at the practices. He's a leader by example. He doesn't do it like he turned down the captain. See what I'm saying? Like he's a leader by example. He's not one to get robbed and yell at players. Like when he slammed the ball down on the field, that's probably the most you'll get from him. Or when he makes a touchdown, his emotion come out. But he's not one of them want to bash or yell at players. You know what I'm saying? He'd rather not do that. But for him to step up, like, okay, he's looking around like, ain't nobody going to say something. I'm going to say something, whether it's my job or not. And I respect him more for doing that. Like, he knew, like, oh, this is a person that's been going at me all year. I know my job probably gone.
Tell him what he knew.
I'm going to say my piece.
You
know what I'm saying? Like, oh, none of y'all going to say, I don't care about this job. What's up? You can't be doing people like that. I respect him. Quarterback, any position. Like, if you treating Gossey and Greer and disrespecting the owner, and they take the quarterback to say that, man, he got all the respect for me. What? I don't care if he's here or another team. I'm a root for that boy right there.
Listen, first of all, I always said that if he ends up on Carolina, I'm going to follow Tua very closely, because no matter what, the young man that Tua is, and just what he represents in so many other ways, and I won't go into all of them, but he's a lovable guy, and then the things he does off the field are also lovable. I always hope to see that fire in him to come out and be a guy, but I didn't get to see that out of him on the field, man. And if it happened behind closed doors, I hope it's true. but I will be watching closely to see if he follows through with him being the man of this football team, because that's what it's going to take from this point on, because we're talking business. We're talking, listen, I heard everybody's heads on the chopping block from the head coach today. So I got another cat jumping in, Andrew Bailey, and we're going to let him get a second to talk here. But
what's up, Andrew?
What's happening, Andrew? But
How
real
you doing,
quick,
guys? How you doing?
Andrew, what
yeah, I just want. Go ahead.
Go ahead, man. I want to hear what you got to say.
I just want to know, like, how is it irrelevant if he can stand up for himself on the sideline if he can't do anything on the field? A quarterback's job is to win games, throw balls to the receivers, get the running back in the right position, play the game. Him being tough, being strong, being motivated, being a good guy has nothing to do with what he can do on the football field. And people need to get over him being a nice guy. Nice guy does not mean a quarterback. Great
That's
quarterbacks
exactly right.
need skills and talent. Like, I'm sorry, you guys can love him all you want. Sorry, go ahead.
Andrew, I completely wholeheartedly agree. I didn't get the product of what I'm hearing from Ennis. I do want to give the kid a chance to grow, especially if he does end up being my quarterback. I'm gonna pull for him in every way, but I didn't see a lot to hang my hat on, so to speak, as far as him coming through. And although, and listen, I talked about it with TD on TD's Finstock. He heard from other sources that Tua is not looking good in practice, and that a lot of these guys don't really go to bat for him in the locker room. So in some ways, while coach is reaming everybody out, there's a lot of veterans in that room that should have stood up. And the fact that Tua did, if that's what Ennis is certain about, or not just if this comes out to be true, because listen, guys, this is only a matter of time for enough of it comes out to where we get a clearer picture. We've seen how the story comes out, and that's a good lesson for anyone who thinks you can get away with anything in this life, because the truth always comes out, because time is never ending. It'll come out eventually.
Chris,
but what's up, Ennis?
It makes sense though. If we heard this morning that he wasn't speaking to Godsey and had an issue with Godsey, so that's to his offensive coordinator. So if he says you can't treat people like this,
well then Ennis, I'm going to explain to you a different perspective then, because I didn't hear all that about Godsey, and here's what it looks like to me.
Go to Barry Jackson's Twitter.
I will. I do have it in here, but Barry Jackson tweets so much, bro. My thing goes flying up. I'm spinning a lot of plates over here, but I got a whole nother business I'm spinning, guys, on full time, like a lot. So it's you'd be surprised how much oil I burn in a 24-hour period, guys. I only get about 4 hours of sleep. I got a full-time business with several jobs and other employees that I do, because that's what I got to do for a living. I don't make a dime on this. I don't get no donations. So when I go and I put my energy into finding facts, I'm literally dissecting information all day while I take care of these things. And I've heard from several sources that people weren't on Tua's side, and that in some ways I could see how Tua did step up and say something. And Color, I think you were going to touch on this. That was a smart business decision by Tua to see the end, notice that flow. Listen, it seems to me, with all the information I've received today, thinking about it in a business perspective, the owner's pissed. He didn't get the quarterback that he potentially wanted, known as Deshaun Watson. He didn't get into the playoffs in his 3-year plan that he was promised in some ways. And either the head coach or the GM's head was about to be chopped off. And the GM obviously has enough pull that if he was pissed, if Flores was pissed about, and you said that Barry Jackson said this, so Flo and his offensive coordinator are not in sync, then in some ways I wonder, did Flores leave to hang out to dry in that Tennessee game? And did he plan to leave Tua out to dry in the last game of the year, in that the offensive coordinator and players around in the organization probably got in touch with the GM, or the GM in touch with them, to make it seem differently? Because that's how devious, that's how insane this political game that happens between billionaires and their play toys. And if you guys aren't seeing the writing on the wall, because we can, if you're close enough to be listening to this show, then you found somebody who's at the long end of a line of a lot of guys who got a lot of things to say about this team. And I dissect them all, and I'm looking at them in this perspective. And I think Kohler wants something to say about this business. Kohler, I want to hear what you got, brother. Spit some knowledge on him for me, Kohler.
I mean, my problem about with the talk about Flo hanging Tua out to dry and all that is.
Andrew, can you mute your mic, bro? I can't hear him. I'm trying to mute it, but it won't work.
As much as we like to use words like young kid and this and that. Look, these are adult men. Period.
Yeah.
And so if Flo in fact saw it as a way, hanging Tua out to dry, as a way to convince Ross that Tua wasn't the guy, like, it's not that Flo needed or had to do anything to make that happen. All he had to do was just not whisper in a grown man's ear who's been playing football his entire life how to throw a wet football.
Color with the shots fired. That's why I went to him.
You see what I'm saying, though? Like this is an adult man who's playing a man's sport, and his the people who are trying to excuse his level of play are saying that it was incumbent upon Coach Flores to coach him up to that, to remind him to look at the radar map or the weather map for the game. To go out,
so Color,
to
a
go
little
out
bit of a
do
test.
what he said he's planning
Can
to
I
do,
push
which
back
is to
on
go
that?
learn
Yeah.
how to throw a cold football. That should, like,
Color, I want to get to Ennis, and then
let me just conclude by saying that's where Tua allowed himself to be hung out to dry by Flo. Now, I'm not saying what Flo did, taking advantage of that, was right. And maybe that could be why, Ross might have seen through that and said, no, that's sabotage. This is a guy that our half our fan base would die for. You know what I mean? So
I'm giving Ross some attaboys today because that's the first time I've seen the interview, and I see a guy who has taken control of shit while he's taking a step back.
Like, if Flores probably should have said, you know what, I agree that you should already know how to throw a wet football, but I want to win bad enough and I want you to look good enough. So let's go out in my backyard this weekend and, you know what I mean?
Hey,
like,
Chris, I'm about to hop off, guys.
I gotta push
What's
back
that?
on that.
I'm about to hop off, guys. I gotta get up early for
me
work
too,
in the morning.
Alexander. I'm getting ready to close it down. I wanted to get to everybody real quick. Alexander, why don't you take it real quick so you can say goodbye? We'll see you next time, Alexander. You got any last thoughts?
Yeah, my last thoughts, just hopefully, they get the right guy, to lead this group. There's a lot of young talent on this team, and we just need to trust the process.
Yep, that's right.
I want to trust. I'm trusting that this team will finally get it right, and I think there will be a better football team because of this.
I think Ross. I don't think Ross, for lack of a better term, is fucking around right now. So I'll see you, Alexander. Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell, man. Because when I jump on, I'd love to have you on again, brother. Thank you. Ennis, I'll get to you, and then I want to get to Andrew. Andrew, I wish you would have made it here a little earlier, brother. Maybe next time you can get on a little earlier, but it's getting a little late. Ennis, go ahead, man. I know you want to push back a little bit, and I want you to have no time. Ennis, take it up, brother, because I know you got some pushing back to do.
Okay, I understand what Color say. It might not be 100% onto it to deal with the weather conditions, but when your tight end come out and said there was no game plan for the weather, and you hear Dan Marino and ex-players say when they played, Don Shula would put the balls in a cooler and have Dan throw the balls all week. That's strategy.
To be fair, that's something
philosophy.
Belichick would do. You know what I mean? To be
Right.
fair, that's something Belichick would do.
Coach had no offensive philosophy. He's not worried about that side. But I'm gonna say this, Chris: when you do your research, you're gonna go look at the people that cover the Dolphins media and that are credible. You're gonna see a tweet where it say Chris Greer had to come between Flores and Gotzi because they was about to go at it. And
Damn, man.
you'll find it.
Listen,
When you
Flo
do
is
your
not a
research.
guy you want to stand on the other side of a fist fight with, bro. I'm not scared of nobody, but I ain't stupid either. That guy looks like he can whip the shit out of you. So Gotsy better watch
But
his ass out,
him
dog.
and Gotzi almost came to blows. You see what I'm saying?
That's crazy, man. I gotta
how
look into
crazy
that
that is?
innocent. If that's the case, but then again, if Gotsy said screw you, Flo, I'm probably gonna get fired too. And so I'm going to put together a game plan that wins me a game. So when I go get a new job, I can be an offensive coordinator again and not a tight ends coach. And that's kind of what I'm thinking of, brother, because I'm wondering who knew what come Sunday morning when that game started. And I wish Andrew wouldn't have dropped out. But Ennis, I'm going to say goodbye to you. And then I want Color to give his last things. But Ennis, come back in. I'm so happy you got the hat, Ennis. That makes me happy that you got
Appreciate it. I love it. That motherfucker dope.
Then it's a badass hat, ain't it, dude? That flex fit and everything.
Yeah.
It's comfortable. I got one just like it and stuff like that. So stay tuned, man. Let everybody know that the Fence Tailgate is a man of his word, bro. That's all I'll try to be about.
That's a big fact.
All
Always.
right, dog. Appreciate it, brother. Andrew, I want you to go right before Color, man. I know you didn't get on here till a little bit later. And Josh Lugo, 84, man. If you'd have got in here earlier, brother, I could have got into the panel as well. But go ahead, Andrew. What's your final thoughts on this? Man, don't let the cat get your tongue, Andrew. I'm just kidding, brother. I might be frozen up. He might be frozen up, brother.
The only just quickly to answer Ennis's retort, the only thing I would say is that the Tua detractors aren't the ones that came out and said, look, he can't throw a wet football. They're the ones that use that as an excuse. That's the only reason we even brought up the wet footballs originally.
Yeah. Well,
we
Andrew
weren't out there going, oh, look at him. He can't throw a wet football.
I mean,
when we said he couldn't throw, they said it was because it was cold and wet.
That's true, man. And I'm going to get Andrew back in here so he can give his final thoughts. Go ahead, Andrew. You get it figured out, buddy? Looks like Andrew ain't going to get it.
You hear me? He got it. He's in.
Yeah, we can hear you, Andrew. Get it in there, brother.
Oh, my God.
We can hear you, bud. We can hear you good, man.
Yeah, okay. I just want to say, I'm sure you guys are old enough to remember Tim Tebow and Tebow Mania. I just remember,
Yes,
I'm sure you guys are old enough to remember Tim Tebow and Tebow Mania. How that was, that's exactly like how Tebow, 2 years is going to end. When the fans become more, or the one player becomes more important than the team, no team wants that. And Tua doesn't have the talent to keep it up. And the fans are going to kill his career because they're going to keep making excuses. This coach, that O-line, eventually to just run out of excuses till nobody wants him anymore. And that's what happens to Tim Tebow and his fans. Sorry, 2 years and their fans.
I feel like you're right over the target, man. And I had a discussion with TD Finns talk about it too, man. I don't like the fan base that came with Tua and how hostile they are to the diehards that have been here a lifetime, man. And for a bunch of guys that I would imagine to be Christian in some ways, and that's kind of not dissimilar to what we saw with Tebow. It is not nice how you all, it ain't so Christian how you all be acting, bro. And I don't think it's very productive for any of us. We over here bust each other pretty good. As you can see, Color over here, Andrew over here, Chris, El Capitan, we don't pull no punches. We don't like no hate talk around here, neither, though. We don't like that shit.
No, I respect everything Ennis said about Coach Flo. I respect everything that came out of that man's mouth.
Exactly. And you see how Ennis is very respectful. And that's what we're trying to be. That's why I did this. This is a tailgate party that never stops. And we go to tailgate parties, and you know what? There's a few fights and some tailgate parties. But usually you fight and you're good friends, bro. It's definitely not a Dolphins fan that you're throwing hands with in a hateful way, bro. That don't fly.
You literally cannot say anything bad about, not even bad. Just say anything that doesn't sound good, and these guys just coming at your throat. I'm like, bro, the kid is not that great. I'm sorry.
When I put a tweet out of Tua, and it was of him blowing up a bunch of teams right before we lost the Tennessee game, that thing skyrocketed to like 80,000 impressions, or like 30,000 impressions. And then when I put out a couple of, and where it was a little pokey feely, it took off pretty good. but it didn't go that way. And we saw them on Twitter and social medias put their head down. And now after this victory, and the coach getting fired, they're sitting up on a pedestal and crowing about it in some ways.
They're being very politically vicious about it. It almost reminds me of real life politics, the way the winners are acting right now.
Buddy.
You know what I mean?
It does.
You remember when Peyton Manning was a free agent and he wanted to come to Denver, and they actually did not want him. Instead they wanted Tim Tebow instead of Peyton Manning.
I know, bro. Come on, man. What are we talking about here, dude?
Remember that?
Oh my God, Andrew, make sure to get in earlier next time, brother. I'd love to have you back in to talk on it. And the tailgate party, man, everybody gets a chance to get down, dog. So come back, all right, brother?
I will, man. Thanks so much, guys. Have a good night.
No problem, man. You too, brother. Peter North, hopefully it's the real Peter North.
Peter North.
Yeah, if it's the real Peter North, man, that would be crazy.
He hasn't changed his name to nothing else yet. It's been a couple weeks.
I've seen him pop in and out of here every now and again. Seen Peter North pop in and out of here every now and again. Woo, bazing. Color.
Sperano, if you give me just a quick second before we go.
Wait a second. I've got something for you that I did it. Let's go.
Okay.
He said popped up the Hall of Fame. Get it on.
I'm going to start by asking a question.
Okay.
Who is the only coach in the NFL that has defeated Bill Belichick for the division title in the 20-year span of the Brady era?
Well, I know the answer.
Of course, it was sort of a rhetorical question.
I got that,
subject.
but I can't believe
that's not where it ends.
True.
That's not where it ends. Okay, that's not where it ends.
I'm gonna.
If you remember the dumpster fire that our locker room was before Sperano became our coach, that completely changed. And I want to point out that this is who it changed to: Brown, Marshall, Williams, and Long, Jake Long. Everybody remember Jake Long?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that's the apex of the logo we were all playing under at that time.
I've got that hat
right
here.
Right on, brother.
Got that hat. Yep. Look at that right there, man. Right on.
The coffee
blue
cup I
too.
drink.
That kind of blue too.
Yep.
That old school navy.
That blue, ironically enough, during the era of this logo was part of our official team colors.
I know, man. I got a couple of good old things with them on. I keep a couple things secret. I don't whip out that hat for just anything, bro.
Okay, so back to Sperano. Okay, so then we fired him, because the next year we went like 7-9 or something, and nobody wanted to trust the program anymore, and we didn't have a quarterback. Is what it amounts to. We did not have a quarterback, so they laid that at the feet of Sperano. Maybe it was Greer that laid it at the feet of Sperano. I didn't realize Greer had been with us that long.
He's been with us since he got really in the NFL.
Right.
Really,
So Sperano, if everybody, us Dolphin fans, we don't, once it's over with, we usually stop caring about following a lot of people, no matter what we claim we're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
But Sperano then proceeded to go to the Oakland Raiders as their interim head coach, I believe.
No, I thought he started as the offensive line coach.
But at some point, he became their head coach.
That's right.
He did. An interim, at least.
He did.
Completely changed their locker room. And when I say changed locker room, he did what he did here. He brought heart to the locker room.
He certainly did. That boy knew how to make warriors out of these guys.
Right. So then they end up getting a chance to go with Jack Del Rio. Can't blame them. They fire Sperano. Okay, now I'm going to stop there for a second because I want to make a really neat connection, okay? And the why it goes to the Hall of Fame question. Okay, have you noticed for the last like 2 or 3 seasons, I think it's been now, how all of a sudden Minnesota can't get out of their own way, and it seems like everything's right on Kirk
They always
Cousins'
fall
shoulders.
just short.
Right, and
they always fall just short.
Right, and everything's
something.
on Kirk Cousins' shoulders, and he has a terrible offensive line now, and they can't run the ball except maybe with Dalvin Cook in flashes. You know what I mean? And they just haven't gone anywhere since. for like the last 2 or 3 seasons. But before that, they were poised. Remember the failed kick or whatever. They were poised to continue a run back into the playoffs and eventually get to the Super Bowl. They were highly favored the next season.
They were.
And ever since then, their offensive line has gone in the tank. Cousins can't get the protections he needs to be serviceable.
Well, their offensive
no different
line
than any other.
gets 2 or 3 injuries every year.
And no different than any other non-elite quarterback. Kirk Cousins can't overcome that, right?
That's
so
right.
we've
Kirk
seen
Cousins
them fail
is a
over the
system
last
type
couple
of
years.
guy. He does make
Right.
some stuff happen, though, but I'll give him that.
And here we go. So the last year that they were in realistic contention, where we were all saying, dang, this offensive line could take them all the way and gives Kirk Cousins all the time he needs and all that. That was that last season that we could say that was the year that Tony Sparano died at serving as their offensive line coach.
Wow, I didn't even know that was the team he was with. You're right.
That
I didn't follow
offensive
him
line
as well.
that brought Minnesota to the
I do
brink of
remember
the
that
Super
now.
Bowl.
I remember
was
that
Tony
now.
Sparano's offensive line. That man changes men. That man is a leader of men. That man belongs in the NFL Hall of Fame. And all you've heard was crickets chirping when he died. You didn't see no exposés. You didn't see nothing about the guy's career. Crickets chirping.
I got to be honest. I think in a political sense, color at that, I think he's been railroaded. And I believe when we had him here in Miami, there was a power struggle. We seen it. Ireland had a power struggle. He was losing the locker room to a coach. And I think he figured out how to dangle the Harbaugh carrot out in front of their owner. And now that you've mentioned this and brought this to the forefront to my mind, I'm really wondering if Chris Grier, who has been here long enough, knows how to dangle that carrot that he's seen Jeff Ireland do in front of his owner to overpower the coach, who very well may have had the victory over the locker room. Now, there is some Poppy Steakhouse that's being reported over there that all the players are celebrating at, but I'll look into that because I got friends in South Florida. I've got this. They could all be out because it's the end of the year. I'll find it.
Victory Monday. We can't
listen, brother. That's
they
exactly
just
right.
They just beat the New England Patriots.
That is exactly right, Color. And I know exactly. And I have friends that live in West Palm. One of my buddies used to be the chef that LeBron would walk in every night. I've got a lot of good friends in this state. I was born in this state.
So you're from West Palm, really?
Born and raised in West Palm Beach, dog. Only lived as north as Daytona area and St. Augustine area.
Do you mind if I ask what high school you went to?
I went to Cardinal Newman.
Oh, that's right. Cardinal Newman. That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
well, I'm a Trojan, man. I went to Lake Worth High School.
My dad went to John I. Leonard.
Oh, enemy.
Yeah, that's why I said it.
That's like Jets and Dolphins there, man.
I know. That's why I said it. Listen, not only that, brother, but one of my boy Tonk, he went to Lake Worth, and my boy BH in the back, which you guys will get to see him on the crypto show someday. He went to Forest Hill. All my boys are from that area, and we've grown up down here. We've been Dolphin fan diehards most of our lives, and a couple of them stay a little bit on the outsides, but I got real connections down here in South Florida. I only stay down here, and all my boys, I'm 36 years old. I got a lot of really good friends. Some of them are in some bad places. Some of them are from my old days at my high school. But I got friends.
And coming from the political arena online, I don't really, I'm kind of shy about doxing. So the most I'll say is I'm in the 561 right now.
What, brother? I won't tell you where I am now. Listen, I got an algorithm run on this IP address right now, dog.
Palm Beach County is a big county, so I'm all right saying I'm in the 561.
Dude, one of my best friends, okay? One of my best friends turned his life around in a good way, found the Lord, thank God. but he's got 561 tattooed right on his neck, bro. I'm telling you, I ran into some crowds over there.
We don't get
boy.
enough love up here as Dolphins
brother.
fans, man.
West Palm Beach.
You don't realize how hard it is to hold the fort up here, man. I get ridiculed on a daily basis,
dude. It's one of the. I actually lived back down there a couple years ago for about a year when I was making my transition from Central Florida back down to South Florida. I went to where I made connections. I was trying to get my business off lifted. And I got a lot of good friends I made over there in that short time. I'm over on the West Coast now, but West Coast of Florida, guys, not the West Coast of the United States. People, they're like, oh, you're on different time zone. I'm like, no, bro, I ain't left the state. Yeah, I'm in the Tampa area. That's right, Tampa area. But I've loved this team for so long, Color. And I just couldn't idly sit by no more, brother. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't sit by no more.
And plus, obviously, I've been finding something to actually get over my shyness to talk about. And if it's one thing I know, it's football and the Miami Dolphins. So I figure, you know what I mean?
Color, I want you to hang back in the backstage for a second. I want to talk to you afterwards. Sure. And then I'm gonna close the show out. So just hang back right here. So guys, I'm going to get done. I'm going to talk to Color when I'm done here. This is the tailgate party that never stops. I'm burnt out, tired, but I come here for you guys to talk about all the nonsense late as hell at night because it wouldn't be a tailgate party that never stops if I wasn't here to just shoot the shit with you guys, man. So keep your eyes peeled. Make sure to like, subscribe. We got other shows coming out. I got Brandon the Bookie and the guys. You guys will see them on Thursday. We're going to have a new episode of Brandon the Bookie. Keep your eyes peeled. I will release the time and date of when it will come out. Also, drop the mic with Mike on the mic and Tonk. And probably Bullet Bob will stop by there on Saturday. So keep your eyes peeled, guys, because we got some real cool stuff going on. We're having a good time. I've brought my friends and my family together, just like it says on all my bio. And this is what we're about doing, man. So we're about having some fun. We want you guys to get in the comments, check us out, and have a good one.